Streamy, streamy. Oh, that was creepy.
I hope you did not just break that cable. Also, I don't know if she... I don't know what you all just did, but...
I really felt like it.
I was not ready. That was a way to start.
I wasn't either.
Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome in. Hello, Psycho. Congrats on being first. Hello, Motonat. Congrats on being
Motonat. Congrats on being first.
Words are difficult. It's Friday. I've talked all week and I'm glad the week is over. Hello, Evie.
Cheers.
Hello, everybody. How are you all doing? Now that her face isn't in your face anymore. Why did you have to do that?
Oh, come on, that was a good start.
I mean, yeah, I don't hate it, but still.
Exactly.
Just because I don't hate it doesn't mean I don't ask you, why did you do that?
I mean, that is still a valid point.
At least you didn't do the...
I was thinking about it.
That part was so bad. I hope we never have to do any of that again.
In a moment you will also know what the wipey aftermath actually means, Matane.
Yes, when we give you the recap, which I don't know how much detail there will be, because like I think this is one of those times where if it's actually detailed, it's gonna be horrible. I think that means horrible otaku rarely show up. Hello Dark Lord, happy Friday, how are you? And I'm happy about that. I'm happy. I wanted to start the stream completely different.
Okay, then let's redo. How would you start?
Okay, wait.
Wipey off the chat. There you go.
Motonat, don't you dare grow here. I'm not sure how old Motonat is, but I think I think he's old enough to not have growth spurts anymore. I know there's a typo probably there, but still, it's funny to me. I have to. Anyway, Tifa today did an accidentally brave and heroic thing.
A brave and heroic thing?
Yes.
What did I do?
This morning, Tifa wanted to throw in a load of laundry. And as you know, I have long hair. There. I hope I did not hit the microphone, sorry about that. I have long hair, and if you have long hair, you probably know this, but if you also shed like I do, which is kind of like, you know, when a long-haired dog gets like their winter or summer fur, like it falls out rapidly. There is little hair, like, in German we call them Haarknäuel. What's the English term? Little bunches of hair.
Hairballs.
Hairballs.
Yeah, after you've done a wash, there's usually like a collected ball of hair.
Yes, and it's 99% my hair, because Tifa's hair just dissolves and breaks. Because she has weak hair, I've got strong hair. It's long and thick, and it... Anyway,
I wish I could deny that.
We call that lint. No, it's hair.
No, it's actually hair. Like actual hair.
I guess
balls.
technically it's lint, but it's... You get the point. It's a hairball. So, this morning, Tifa threw the stuff in the laundry, and she looked at it, and then she saw that in the dirty laundry there was a small hairball kind of thing. So, she grabbed it, and she wanted to throw it in the trash. But then suddenly, that hairball started moving.
That poor thing. I didn't notice it was a spider.
Because what Tifa thought was just a few of my hair that had fallen out that was somehow stuck on the laundry. It was a small but very long-legged spider.
That poor thing got traumatized.
She felt so bad. But
I'm there like squishing the poor thing because I think it
was probably just chilling there sleeping. You know, being comfy on a piece of dirty laundry and like, yeah, this is nice. I mean, nothing comes by here that I can eat, but it's not a bad place to be. It's soft. And suddenly Tifa goes, grabs you by the leg, and then looks at you like, it lives. She shrieked for a second. which I
didn't expect
understand.
the hairball to move.
No disrespect, I would have screamed more. But it was really sweet to then see her be like, Jack, oh my god, open the balcony door. It's like, what is happening? Why are you yelling at me while I'm trying to set up for my work? And then she, through shrieking, relayed the message to me that she had grabbed a long-legged spider. Yeah. My response, the spider sentenced to death.
Yeah, I'm glad I still saw it or
She
decided
saved
to
it.
grab it.
She saved
Being
it.
thrown in the washing machine doesn't seem like the nicest fate, but
Yeah. Also,
it was kind of funny.
Evie, thank you for the 95 stream streak, even though Twitch only says 10 because Twitch is a hater. I'm just saying.
Very much so.
Spider Matt, washing spiders since 2024.
Oh no.
I hope not. No, Spooder is friend.
If washing spiders made my clothes softer, I would just live with rough clothing.
Yes, what if the spiders were a secret ingredient we never used? That would be nightmare fuel.
Spooder is friend. We don't wash friends. Friends gotta wash themselves.
Okay, good save, because
You wash all your friends?
I consider myself a friend of myself, so actually no.
That doesn't really count.
No. I don't think I wash my friends, no.
That's what I thought.
Not really. They have to be special friends.
You wanna elaborate, or is this a conversation better cut off?
I could go into detail, but that's gonna break the terms of service of Twitch.
Okay, so Matanarts, did you still get your candidate yesterday?
How's the growing going? So it was a long-legged spider, like a daddy long legs, or like a wolf spider. I don't know what either of those look like, but I'm gonna say yes.
It was a long-legged spider.
It had a super tiny body and very long legs. Long enough that Tifa mistook them for a piece of my hair.
Still a young
A
one
strand
too.
of my hair. You also asked it how old it was. That's impressive. Didn't realize you
can
had a whole
tell.
conversation with him on the
It
way.
wasn't that big.
Possible. I don't know. Daddy long leg, Weberknecht. I have a question. Why does the English name have to be gendered?
Hey,
Why is it daddy long leg? Why can't it be mommy long leg? Why is it daddy long leg to begin with? I never understood this. Also, why is it
Because
Weberknecht in German and daddy long leg in English?
the one who came with it whose daddies had long legs. Also, you swapped the thingy around.
Yes. Can we stop
gave
talking
you-
about spiders?
I gave
Yes,
you
I
this
can.
one.
I have tried to use subterfuge to get into Tifa's head. You will
the side is
remember.
slightly better.
Hater. You will remember. Now I said this for the fourth time. It's getting annoying. That Tifa made this coaster ages ago now, and she hated it because it's not perfect. And then
No,
she,
it doesn't look like a coaster at all.
and then
it's-
she made another one, this one.
And it exploded
But-
under the iron.
But I was smart. I have snuck this one under Tifa's drinks for the last couple of weeks. And my idea is to give her exposure therapy. The longer she looks at this super adorable penguin, the more she's gonna fall in love with it. And eventually she's gonna see it for how perfect it is and not for the flaws in the making of it that are barely visible. So take your penguin back.
But I gave that one to you.
Yes, but you needed more, so I'm returning it to you temporarily. What flaws? The melt isn't perfect.
I wanted it to
Beating
be
drums.
a completely closed melt, but it didn't really work. I got the wrong beats for it. Like if you look at the corner, does it pick it up? See? You can see the tiny holes in it.
It's even more visible on the back. If you look in super small, there. You
No, in
can
the back.
clearly tell that this is misshapen.
Yeah, that like exploded
The orange is
the,
round, the blue exploded.
under the iron. Like I still have to redo it.
No, it's perfect.
But I
Put it
found
down.
a brand of beads that should fix this. But I want to use up the ones I have first. But I can't completely iron it, unfortunately.
God, you keep choosing topics that trigger. I'm sorry, I'm not doing it on purpose.
Well, we can talk about Friday because you have no idea how happy or how ready I am.
Oh my god,
for this
Fridays!
Yeah, I'm totally ready for this weekend, and there will be a couple more Jack solo streams coming up.
Why though?
Because next week, Friday, I have my company event. Then,
Like a summer party.
Like a summer party, exactly.
I do not yet know what to stream. I have ideas, but I do not know. If anybody has requests, let me know. Maybe I'll take them.
Then the week after our vacation, I have my team event. And I probably will also have a goodbye party for a colleague soon.
I will say this on behalf of everybody, Tifa. Why do you abandon us? What's more?
I just explained the reasons.
Yeah, but these sounded like excuses. So really, what is more important to you? So Tifa, if you could only save... I'm bringing it back. Let's make this awkward. If you could only save one thing, like your work parties and stuff, or streaming with me for the world, what would you choose?
Streaming.
Then why don't you act on that?
But I do all the other times.
It's not enough.
I was thinking of not even going.
And scene.
But it's the last party.
You get to enjoy with some colleagues.
With my fun colleague, so...
Oh well. Mighty number 9 NG+. No. Martinat, I don't know if you were there when I told the story, but I've actually tried to play through the DLC with like God mode. Infinite health, infinite lives. I couldn't do it. I could still not get through there, so... No, mighty number never. It's not gonna happen. No. It was... I've done it once, and that's gonna be it. Dank Gott für Freitag. Thank you, dear Lord, for giving us Fridays. Why didn't you give us more Saturdays?
That would have been nice.
Rosenkreuz still had to do it.
We do have the game.
Potentially.
Wasn't that also
We got both
free
of them.
sometime?
I have no idea. They should be given away to... I mean, I'm happy that the developers get money, but everybody should be able to play them, so if they were free, I'm okay with that. But we do have them. There's 2 games, right? I've got both of them, I want to say. Yeah.
I also remember you streaming it.
A while ago, yes. I was thinking of a different game, but I haven't made up my mind yet. I still have a whole week. Actually, no, I have until Monday to decide, because when we post the schedule... I knew that would cause a reaction in you.
Well...
Tifa is costing us a Higurashi stream next week.
Yeah, true. It is on a Friday.
Yeah. How dare you. We know Jack is a teaser who will hide the game until the last minute. Possible. Yes. Because I like to tease you.
Oh.
It's just a thing I do. Oh, what?
I was in the... Kiss kiss. I had my hand like this. And I've learned from my Korean shows that this is like a kiss sign. Apparently in
Having
Korean.
your thumb slightly up.
No, like this.
I should do it like
Crossed.
this so you can see it better over the contours of my shirt.
No,
what?
crossed.
This.
Yeah, and then a bit more.
That's super uncomfortable for my fingers.
Kiss kiss? I don't know why that is.
Isn't that a heart? Is that why?
Maybe. I don't know.
I think you need to either watch more or less of these shows, because I feel like there is information missing.
Keep seeing complaints on
What if
like Facebook that Netflix is being flooded with like these Korean shows. I'm like,
dramas have
that
been a
is...
thing for a while. Like that isn't a recent thing.
No, it's not a recent thing, but like until like 2 years ago they were never really on Netflix.
Really?
With the exceptional few maybe. And now there's like so many. I'm the problem. It's me. I watch all of them.
I don't think you're actually the problem, because I've never seen you put on a show 24/7 on repeat, which I think is the only demographic Netflix actually cares for.
I'm not sure if they also look at genres.
Tifa? This is a true story about Tifa. Tifa is so into the trying to work with the Netflix algorithm numbers reality that after we were back then, when it came out, done watching the One Piece live action season, she kept putting it on whenever we just wanted background sound and couldn't, like, we didn't watch anything in particular, so just put on One Piece live action every single time so that it would bring up the view time. So that when Netflix looks at the statistics, they go, there's an uptick again.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, if there's one thing we've learned, it's that Netflix doesn't care about like general numbers. If you're not top 1 for 10 weeks straight, there is a hard chance you're getting cancelled.
So I'm hearing that when season 2 of Netflix, of One Piece comes out, we're buying an extra TV so that we can give double the views.
Well, they're starting filming in...
Answer my question, bro.
Well, yeah, we can do that.
You heard it here first, people. I'm getting an extra TV.
But I'm not sure if that will count.
I don't know. Why wouldn't it?
Because it's a per accounting, I want to say.
I would imagine they look at the amount of screen time it got.
That could be...
I don't know. Let's upgrade all our accounts to give Netflix more money so they can keep making the few shows that are actually good. Something like that. And most people consider that they're popular. No, that's not how it works with Netflix. The amount of, like, it took me a while first, like when we first got Netflix, it took me a while to learn to not get attached to shows that Netflix made.
Yeah,
because
unfortunately.
For a while, to me, it felt like watching Game of Thrones. Every time they made a show that I enjoyed watching, they would cancel it. Like after 1 or 2 seasons when the plot clearly wasn't finished.
I really
So
wish
I just stopped caring.
they would start selling the rights to some of the shows they cancelled. So that someone can continue.
Or at least put them all on like DVD and Blu-ray so that then people can buy them there, showing you that clearly there is still a market and then you have more money. I don't know.
Well, the problem is they are still making a profit out of it because Netflix is quite smart when it comes to that. They focus very heavily on the new user base, like drawing people in.
I understand why you used the term, but can we not call it smart? I want to call it parasitic.
I mean,
it's like locusts.
I mean, I agree. I don't like it either because a lot of the shows I enjoyed got cancelled as well.
Yeah.
But they just look at how to draw people in, not necessarily keep them.
But that's also what drug dealers do.
Yeah, I guess.
You know, the first one is free. And then you keep paying. And if you don't pay properly, if you don't watch properly, we'll cancel your shows.
Which
do you
is
remember
another
Marco Polo?
That was good.
Yeah. Why? Why Netflix?
But obviously not popular enough
Yeah,
either.
clearly.
But like a lot of... That's why I also like the Korean shows, for example. You often have like 1 season, maybe 2, and it's an end of a story.
Yes.
They all have an end. I haven't watched a single one yet that got cancelled or that didn't just have an ending where they went like actually like, okay, this is now the end. And not like, oh, it's cancelled, let's do this. There probably are, but...
I think fundamentally there's like 2 schools of thought when it comes to making a show. There's one where you have a story that you want to tell and you choose this medium and then you tell the story. Like 1, 2 seasons, whatever. Maybe 3, maybe 4. But you have a very clear end in mind and like you're working towards that. And then there are shows that...
The one, let's see how long we can keep it running.
Basically. How I Met Your Mother is a great example of that. They always had that ending in mind, but because of a show getting popular, they kept cranking out more seasons until eventually they got to the ending they apparently had always intended. But by the time they got there, the ending felt the way it did for people.
I've never seen it, so can't say.
You should. It's not horrible, I want to say.
Maybe at some point. My
Prefer
list
more
still
short
is quite
stories. There are too many long-running shows to keep up with. Yeah, same.
Fair.
Same. How many episodes does One Piece have now? Isn't it closing in on 1200? 11 something. Like 1100 and something, I believe. I think.
think there's a little bit more.
You think we already cracked the 1200?
I'd like Google it, but...
Don't touch the anime, please.
Aren't they gonna remake the anime?
Yes. The One Piece is getting a remake before the anime has actually stopped airing. I've never seen that happen before. Just saying.
I was actually thinking of watching the anime, especially when I saw they also put it on Netflix. And then I put it on and it starts at episode like 989.
No,
that's the first episode.
Actually, yes, almost 1,000 here.
Like, why would you start right there? At least start at episode 1.
Because that's the one that Netflix paid for, because that's the one...
Yeah, it's a license thing, but like,
Yes.
come on.
Yeah, they didn't buy the license to air all of One Piece. They bought the license to air that one.
Yeah,
Money.
no.
Manga is in the end phase, so it's reasonable. Okay, fair enough, I didn't consider the manga, yeah. To be fair, the first 500 episodes are actually great, but alas.
Well, Netflix skipped all of them.
Good thing there's still gonna be like 800 more by the time it's over.
I do still plan on watching it at some point, but for now, plenty to watch.
Just wait for the live action to cover all of the anime.
Well, you could watch both.
I
I
don't-
like all sorts of, even if it's the exact same story. I do like watching things in different mediums.
I don't think it's gonna happen like that though, because I would argue that if I want to do a live action remake of all of the One Piece anime at least, or the manga too for that matter, they're gonna have to film 24/7 for the next 10 years.
Yeah, I kinda...
Because how long has One Piece been around now? Since the late 90s, I wanna say. I wanna say 98, 99, something like that. So let's just argue 25 years. The actors will not still look like a year or 3 or whatever time skips they have in One Piece have passed after filming 25 seasons.
I could live with that though, but it would be nice. Like, you can adapt some of the writing to that, but it would be nice if they would start filming next seasons a little bit faster. Or
July
just do-
1997. Okay, it's
That
almost
is a while.
27 years. That's long running.
Or
It's
just
impressive.
film a bit faster after another. I mean, the actors have already said they're up for that. You can have like vacation breaks in between, like any other job, but like, don't have like a year in between filming.
I'm only okay with that if A, all the staff is on board, B, the quality doesn't suffer, and C, everybody gets breaks when they need them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Have like
Because-
vacation breaks in there.
Imagine like signing up to basically sign away your body for the next 15 years of consecutive shooting a show, including all the things that have to come with that if you're portraying a character. Like, you can't change how you look, you can't gain weight, you can't lose weight, you can't gain too much muscle, you can't lose too much muscle.
That's the actor's life, isn't it?
That's why they get paid the big bucks. Yeah, I guess. Casting for seasons 2 and 3 now. Alright.
Yeah, I believe they were gonna start filming in fall this year, if I read that correctly somewhere. But like, go whoosh!
I don't know if we've talked about this before, but I have a really bad gut feeling about live action One Piece and all of the other shows like it.
Why? They did a good
Because,
job on one.
yes, listen. During the last strikes with the actors at the Writers Guild and all of that in the USA, one major point of contempt was the use of AI.
Okay.
What if Netflix in 2034 or whenever the technology is ready and the papers are signed, comes up with, we're going to release seasons 9 to 26 of live action One Piece next Monday because we just got an AI to make them all. The plot already exists, the manga is written, the anime is there. You have the likenesses of the actors, you have the recordings of your voices.
I mean, I've seen a lot of shitty movies where I think AI must have written the plot to this.
I want
That
to
could be like a next
say Netflix
step.
has been using AI for writing the scripts for 10 years already, and
Probably.
it shows.
There's a lot of stuff where I wonder. But I think with the big things like this, they're not going to.
I'm not sure, because
Not in the next 10 years.
once the technology is ready, however long that takes. Because if there's one thing I know, it's that like CEOs are greedy. And remember, their shareholders, they gotta eat.
No, that's true.
They gotta eat.
Gotta feed their 30 kids.
They're 2 kids at most, but they need another house in Switzerland in the Alps, you know?
Don't we all? Also, Matanard, you're from 97? Suddenly...
Why do you talk like Modern Nut is a car or something?
Suddenly I feel so old.
I think it's a translation from Dutch thing, because in Dutch that's how you say it. Like, not I was born in 97, I'm from 97.
Can't you say... You can say that in English.
To my ears, you only in English ever do this when it comes to like items. Like, oh yeah, my car is from 97.
Well, you can totally say that in English too for people.
And not that I ever heard anybody but you use that. Oh well.
Well, there you have it.
Colleen Klinkenbeard really is one of the hardest working ladies in business. She shouts more than Goku.
Who is she again?
I don't know who that is.
I know the faces, I don't know any names.
Like names and faces, unless I regularly see this person, and even then I'll confuse them. And that's not on purpose, I'm just bad with this. Oh, she plays Luffy. She's the voice actress.
Oh, the actor, the voice actress.
Okay. Well, doesn't One Piece also have more episodes than Dragon Ball at this point? I wanna say
Dragon Ball
it
didn't
does.
go over 1,000.
I mean, there's more different types of like Dragon Ball shows, but I don't think it's been consecutively running for that long. Therefore, you know, the numbers add up.
I mean, fair.
You know who doesn't have a house in the Swiss Alps? Sonozaki Shion. I don't think she'll ever get one either. Oh well. It felt a bit more like someone talking about a certain vintage of wine or whiskey. Wait, I need water for this. Motonard is a 1997 vintage. Barrel aged in oak, sweet with fruity notes. I'll take that.
Wait, I'm gonna take this out of context.
And it's immortalized.
Oh,
Or not.
no,
Wait,
it is not.
Wait,
I think the bot is offline.
It can tell me that we're online, and it should be working.
Then I got the
You sure it's
wrong
not
thingy.
quote ad?
Yeah, I think it was a really weird...
Imagine knowing your own commands.
Hey, it's been a while since I've done it. There we
Hey, there we go. Now it's immortalized. As I was
Only got the
attempting to
important
say
bit.
though, you know what is also 1997 vintage barrel aged in oak sweet with fruity notes? Tifa's recaps. That is a beautiful segue, thank you for giving me the chance to do that, Modern Art. Tifa, what has happened the last time we played Higurashi When They Cried Chapter 2 Watanagashi Episode 5, I believe?
The last time we played, the day has finally arrived for Keiichi to join the desert. Dessert.
Yes, joined the desert! Finally, Dune! But make it Higurashi.
The dessert fest at Angel Mort. Super exclusive.
Festa.
Festa. Also good.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a fest. People join from, or people buy tickets from all over the country to join this exclusive event. They go for thousands of bucks. So of course, when Keiichi was nearing the restaurant and people realized we had a ticket, we were basically assaulted. We ran into the cafe. It was busy as hell. But seeing how we were a special guest on the list, we were brought to our table. All was fine and good until we realized that this place is basically filled with a lot of perverts.
Otaku, as the game just designated them. Yes, but
Who want more desserts than just the food that is presented to them.
not the otaku that is like, yeah, I'm really into manga and anime. Have you seen so and so? No, the cliche,
Girls.
overweight, pimply faced asshole that doesn't care about anything else other than sexual
Take pictures
harassment
under their
and
skirts.
cute girls. Yes, people like the hunters we read about in one of the tips earlier that try to take upskirt shots of women. Yes, and then
Basically, all of the staff knows that they are out to do things to them, so they are prepared.
yeah, but it brings in money, you know.
I mean, that's the whole point of a
Still
maid
disgusting.
cafe in that thing. So they are prepared, but Shion, unfortunately, being new, was not yet. So what the perverts do is try to trip the waitress, have them drop the items on them so that they get to like wipe it off.
Specifically, they try to make you drop food and drinks on their crotch so that they can come and go, wipey, wipey.
And that's what the wipey aftermath is, Montanart. But yeah, so unfortunately they managed to trip Shion, and one of the guys got cake all over his crotch area, which apparently turned into a mountain view with Keiichi
Keiichi multiple times used the opportunity to tell us that he was erect. Yes. Not the Keiichi, the otaku who had been hit with the food. Yes.
The pervert obviously demanded Shion to wipey him clean, which started a chant in the cafe for everyone to do
with
it.
all the other freaks like chiming in like, yeah, wipey, wipey.
Wipey. And while Shion is very hesitantly going for it, Keiichi is having a mental battle whether he should actually help her, and it's her own fault.
Yes,
and it's part of the job.
It's her fault because she got tripped over, but she dropped the things on the guy. That was him rationalizing his cowardice to himself. Until, thankfully, he snapped back to reality and went like, yeah, no. First of all, no. Second of all, I owe her because she saved my life earlier from those delinquents. So I should be an upstanding member of society. See what you did there. And go and help her. So Keiichi went over and went like, you lard ass, I'm gonna fisticuffs with you.
Be a man and fight me.
Yes.
So Otaku-san did.
Yes.
Beat the shit out of him.
It turns out that the otaku, through his extensive knowledge of video games and manga and anime, has deep knowledge of the forbidden martial arts, and basically tornado
Basically turned into
spun
Zangief.
him into submission, beating the shit out of Keiichi.
I believe at some point we
passed out.
We passed out.
Yeah.
We woke up again, and Shion was like, "Oh, thank you for trying to help me." We don't even know if she actually did the wipey or
Hopefully
not. Now
not.
that I think of
Hopefully
it,
not.
I'm quite sure they skipped over that.
Yeah, I mean, Keiichi had other issues to deal with.
That is true. I'm gonna assume she did. So we had a little talk about thank you, and then we were like, "Okay, we need revenge. Like, we need to kick these people's ass." So Keiichi.
Yes.
On his ticket, you're actually allowed to take 3 people with you, which he didn't. He decided to call Reina, Satoko.
He swallowed his manly pride. Last episode was full of misogyny and like weird 80s cultural stuff. Exactly. He swallowed his manly pride and asked his girlfriends to come and help him because they would be ferocious because, you know, all the stuff with their club activities, them being like hardcore into this kind of thing. So they showed up.
They showed up, we asked them for help, and they were like, "Oh, how dare you as a man ask for help? Like, that is so embarrassing," and blah, blah, blah. But of course, them being our friends, they did help us. We decided to make a plan first to have...
Reina followed Shion to punch all the guys that were trying to be perverts, so they had been marked with bruises.
Like every time they tried to trip Shion, which they kept doing,
She would
obviously,
basically almost break their leg.
because now all of the perverts wanted the wipey service. So yeah, Reina basically maimed everyone who tried.
But it's okay because she was so fast nobody noticed.
That is true.
They just were suddenly in pain.
That is true. And with that, we were also able to see who exactly were the perverts in the cafe.
Exactly.
Because they were all in pain. Then the second part of the plan was brought into place, which was, I think, was it Satoko or?
Satoko laced all the food for the now hurt perverts with laxatives.
And no, we have not seen Mion and Shion in the same room, because the only people that came were Satoko, Reina, and Rika.
Yeah.
Mion is having a part-time job, so she's not there.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
As far as we know.
So Satoko went and spiked all of their desserts with laxatives, as Jack just mentioned. The staff was in it as well. They brought all of the desserts out at once.
The staff magically looked away as Satoko was poisoning the food.
Basically.
I mean, they can't act against their clientele, but they all just like had to look around for squirrels or something when she did it. Honestly, base Satoko. I'm not hating her.
Absolutely
not. For that.
not.
Yeah.
So obviously, after a couple of bites, all of them had to start storming into the toilet, which they all ran off to. Keiichi, being curious what would happen next, followed them and realized that when they went into the men's toilet, the toilets were all flooded.
Yes, they were.
And unusable, obviously.
Broken, out of use. What a shame.
What do you do then? Well, out of sheer necessity, you would go to the women's toilets.
Yes, so the whole bunch of now about to shit themselves otakus then went to the ladies' bathroom, but
Rika was waiting there and was
Meep.
like, Meep, Meep, you can't basically use the toilet while I'm in there.
I'm a lady.
For some reason, all of the otakus kind of agreed that it is not a good thing to use the toilets despite them shitting themselves because
Almost.
a little girl is in there.
Yeah, but a cute moe girl, Tifa.
I suppose.
The power of horny. Never underestimate the power of horny.
Meep is get the fuck out. Exactly.
Apparently, yes. It's Japanese. I didn't know that word either.
Then Rika was all like, oh, I'll bring you to a toilet that works. It's outside of the restaurant. But keep in mind, if you have left the restaurant with your ticket, you're not allowed to come back in.
Yeah, but also, do you want to shit yourself in front of everybody?
There are choices.
Exactly.
So Rika, walking awfully slow, decided to lead them to a bathroom. And for some reason...
It was in the next town away.
That I thought was kind of stupid. Like we
She
learned
came
in
back
the
like an
tips.
hour later by herself because apparently she
That was
walked
not
like
good.
5 miles or something with him. I don't know how they managed to do all of that. But
We
she
know
let
that
them
because in the tips there was a
somewhere.
news article that described this, and it was like, oh, they walked like 2.5 miles to another city, and I'm like, that I really didn't like. That kind of ruined it for me. It was kind of fun, but that's
gets the
like,
point across. You're thinking too much.
I didn't like that.
So
bit.
why are you so short today?
You're just tall. Rika came back. We had some free desserts because that's what we were there for in the end. And
But
then
then we had to leave.
Rika and Satoko had to leave, and Reina is staying behind with us.
Yes, and
And
we're about
Shion
to
is
have
still
coffee again. We trusted these nightmare people alone with her for an hour.
Yeah, apparently.
She was in no danger, apparently. We just all agreed that she would take care of them. Yeah. Also, yeah, this is also very important because context matters. Out of these otakus, 3 of them were like the main instigators. One was really sweaty, that's the one that beat Keiichi up. There was a guy that talked like Sigma from the Zero Escape series when he talked about cats. There was a lot of purr and meow jokes. And one of them had a weird way of calling everybody to battle when he invoked a...
The meow pass.
No, when he invoked a Austrian who ran Germany about 100 years ago for a little bit. Yeah, that was pretty wild. Yes. I guess we were all shot, no bite.
But yeah, Shadow Guy, the Neko guy, and
I'm
the
happy
Nationalist.
they didn't go into too much detail about that. Yeah.
Sparkin Jr. all over again. It was actually a really fun episode that I didn't see coming, but
Yes.
it was so wrong. There were so many things wrong in that bit.
Everybody sucked here. Between the super disgustingly blatant sexism, the it's not my fault she got tripped, to the all the weird stuff the otakus were saying, to the poisoning them. Yeah.
It was wild. Also,
Hello,
Mommy,
Mommy.
how you doing?
Happy
How was your
Friday.
birthday? What did you all do?
Tell us about it. Ryukishi's super high school level degenerate. Yes.
And that's like... I feel like it doesn't even cover it.
No, we went through all the details.
Sure.
We got there. Tifa, are you ready to Higu some Russies?
I am ready.
Am I ready?
I'm guessing we're now gonna go a little bit more serious, because seeing how only Reina is staying behind, and we did have this whole thing that Mion has been crying
Shion.
No, Mion.
Oh yeah.
Mion has been crying over things to Reina that have to do with us, I suppose. So I'm guessing we're gonna have a talk about Mion with her.
One thing we haven't mentioned yet. Before we managed to get to the restaurant for our great happening, Reina had a talk with Keiichi. Stop looking at your nails like they're snacks. Stop it. I can see it in the camera. I don't need to look at you, Tifa. I can see it there. Reina had a short talk with Keiichi where she told him that Mion was acting a bit different the last couple days, and she asked Keiichi if he knew why that was. She went in no way, shape or form into specifics, but it seemed to me that it was jealousy over Keiichi liking Shion.
We don't fully know that yet, but I think that is what it will...
Yeah, the conversation basically went nowhere every time Keiichi pressed for it, and she was like... kind of annoying, really, if you want to have a conversation, but... Anyway. Lots of family time, went brunching with my dad, grandma and sister, and then came together in the evening with my mom and both my sisters.
That sounds like fun.
That sounds like fun. Did you eat your body weight in brunch and stuff items? Because...
That is the way, isn't it?
This is the way.
That is the way.
This is the way. You ready, Tifa?
I am ready.
Same. Am
I've
I?
gone brunching in a while.
I would go together with you tomorrow, but I'm having early dinner with my family, and you're meeting with a friend.
I might still join.
Go ahead.
Depends on when we're done.
Do it. Extra food for Tifa.
Da, da,
Du, du, du.
da, 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 da.
While Ren and I were having a discussion about the dessert we just ate, Shion arrived with some coffee.
Oh. Did the two little ones leave already?
Hearing them called the little ones was so strange I inadvertently burst out laughing. Apparently they were in the middle of cleaning, so they went home. Oh yeah, that's why we had to leave. Shion had brought enough coffee for 4 people.
Did you really say no to free dessert? Like, fuck cleaning.
Yeah, but like, especially Eureka is very reliable and dependent.
Rika had to still train for the Watanagashi festival.
Yeah, but she was in the business of cleaning up. She was cleaning up. Why am I trying to make it difficult?
She had to...
Lady, what is that dress? Hello, mommy. I see you have not met Shion yet. This is a Dragoon maid outfit. Just roll with it. It's wait, just for you. Here, the
We're in
remake
a
art
maid
style.
cafe currently.
In case you wanted slightly more porny version of it. Or the original with the hands. I can't get over the hands.
A little bit.
It's the flesh mittens. I like the console art style much more. But Mame didn't eat that much at brunch, but throughout the day it was a lot of total. I was a little bit nauseous last night because of it. I take that as a good thing. Fun fact, dragoon armor has spikes so that dragoons don't just eat them. Is that why I always just thought it's cool? Huh, it's functional.
That kind of makes sense.
A little bit.
I'm gonna put spikes on my clothing now just for that.
I'm gonna put spikes on my food so that you don't eat it. Does that work like that?
Just cover the entire dish in like toothpicks standing up.
Yeah, or put like little dragoon like armor details on it. Like spikes and stuff.
That would be kind of cute. Annoying, but cute.
Yeah. Did you just describe yourself? Tifa as a dragon confirmed. One brain cell. One brain cell. There you go. Functionally, yeah, that wasn't the first thing that crossed my mind when I saw the outfit. I don't know what you're talking about. What are you, a pervert?
For a restaurant, this is very functional. Because they're getting so much crowd.
And all the tips.
And all the tips.
And perfect range of motion, you know, nothing is inhibiting their movement. Yes, Shion?
Oh.
Movement.
I heard from my senior. It seems that you went through a lot of trouble for my sake. Oh, and apparently Shion didn't notice any of this.
Oh well.
It was no trouble at all. None other than Shishan was in a pinch after all. Oh, is it alright if I call you Shishan? I can't say Shishan.
Shishan.
Shishan. Shishan. Shishan. Shi-chan.
Yeah, Shi-chan.
Shi-chan.
Yes.
Shi-chan. It matches with me-chan, so I thought I'd be cute.
It'd
be cute. I'm so focused on the Shi-chan.
I think your eyes are focused somewhere else.
Sorry.
Kind of above the E in trouble. Customers are getting all the cake they want.
A bit too much in this chapter.
At least visually. Shit. Hopefully not.
Well, whatever you want.
Call me whatever you want as long as you call me. Shion seemed a bit hesitant when Reina started talking to her. Reina is pretty sharp about something, so Shion was probably worried that Reina would find out she was Mion after talking like this. Shion said she'd have work soon and hurried off back to the kitchen, leaving behind coffee for just the two of us.
She was a bit upset with Reina. Maybe she thought I was being too friendly?
She's just embarrassed.
Still, they really do look the same. Instead of twins, it's like there's another Michan. Even Satoko was like, that is Mion with her hair loose.
Yeah. I still have no idea where we're gonna go with all of this. What if they are clones?
I also have no clue where they're going with this, but I really don't think we're going to clones.
You started that chapter 2 is like a multiverse version of chapter 1.
Yeah, more likely than clones.
I don't see where you draw the line, but I'll take it. They look the same, but the atmosphere around them, or rather their insides, are completely different. I think those types of twins are pretty interesting though.
How does he know what their insides look like?
First of all, that's a weird line to me. Also, I think those types of twins are pretty interesting though. What if they are actually really sisters that just look a lot like each other?
It could be, but something still has to happen. Boring.
You know, there has to be something deeper than that. I mean, it's Higurashi after all. Nothing is ever simple.
You think that, Keiichi-kun? I think they're identical on the inside too.
It somehow became silent. Reina was just staring at the pattern the milk made on the surface of her coffee without saying a word. For somebody like me who could never stop talking, it was a rather uncomfortable moment. Reina's off-put mannerisms seemed to imply I said something I shouldn't have. That unpleasantness carried on for a little while. Reina? You said it today, right? That Mion was hurting?
Did I say something like that?
Don't play dumb with me. You definitely said that on the way home from school. Reina answered by laughing while continuing to play dumb, questioning if she said that. As thick-headed as she was, as thick-headed as I was, I had a faint realization. Reina wanted to say that I was the one who hurt Mion. But when? Me? Hypothetically, if something like that happened, it's not something I did out of malice. I continued the conversation but left out the assumption that I had hurt Mion.
Yeah, I think that's true. I don't think Keiichi-kun had any bad intentions.
Reina replied, also leaving out the assumption that I had hurt Mion. But that confirmed it. I don't know how it happened, but it seemed that I had hurt Mion. And Reina was upset with me due to the fact that I hadn't realized it. Are you good, Reina?
Yeah. I don't want you to misunderstand. It's not like Reina is mad at you.
You know shit is serious when people start talking about themselves in the third person? Seeing right through what I was thinking, Reina said that as she smiled even more gently than usual.
It's just that... How do I say this? It's hard.
If I made a mistake, please say so clearly. I'm so thick-headed I disgust even myself. If there's something I should apologize for, then I'd want to know even a little quicker so I can make up for it.
I don't think that Keiichi-kun made a mistake. Depending on how you look at it, Michan might be the one who's being unfair. Taking the stance that the girl was the one being unfair might be unfair in itself.
The amount of money I would pay if people would just speak plainly. What Reina said was draped in mystery. Unfortunately, I had no idea what she meant. The only thing I got out of it was that I had said or done something to inadvertently hurt Mion. Women, am I right? Very 80s, yes. I'm begging you, Reina. Mion is one of my best friends. I don't want to leave something between us that could cause problems later on. So tell me, how did I hurt her?
I can't tell you. You need to realize something like this for yourself.
This is the least helpful advice ever. This is a wonderful example of bad communication. Like, she completely ignores the fact that he flat out has said, please help me. I don't get it. Reina was smiling like she always did, but spoke bluntly. The fact that she had the strength of will surprised me for a moment. I'm asking you because I can't figure it out, you know? My tone had intentionally become harsh. Reina was also surprised for a moment, but quickly returned to her flat demeanor.
Well then, I guess just a hint is fine. This is special, okay?
You still don't know what your sin is? Then that is your sin.
No, that just adds to it.
It's basically the romanticized idea that they should know each other so well they shouldn't have to say it out loud. Listen, I'm toxic like that. I had to learn this. Tifa had to go through this in our relationship with me, where very early on I told her, eventually, after being mad about it for a while, I told her I was disappointed in something she did. And then she asked me what, and then I was like, you should know that. And then she looked at me like dumbstruck, like, how do I know things you want me to do if you don't say it?
I remember exactly which argument that was.
I cannot read your mind. And then I looked at her and I was like, there was this very angry and hurt part of me that wanted to just like scream, but you should have known. But the logical part of my lizard brain went like, yeah, no, she's right. Like, I think, like I evolved on this point. I think it's absolutely a beautiful moment when people know each other so well that there's a moment when they understand each other without words, without signs. They just know what the other person is thinking. But that's not the standard you should hold another person to. It's a miracle when that happens, and it's touching and all that. But 99% of communication should be, saying something, if you have a person acknowledging it. Like, there should be, like, an actual communication, not just...
They've got their teenagers, though. Like,
yes.
Barely.
It took me well into my 20s to understand that. These kids are like 15. A miracle? If two people think this like exactly the same thing, yeah, I would guess so. I'm even more thick-headed than Keiichi, so please speak the fuck up. Psycho. The next time you have a romantic interest in another person,
No, you don't give advice about that.
Make them play.
Don't listen, Psycho.
Yeah, this is beautiful relationship advice. Take it from me. My credentials are we've been together for 13 years. Here you go.
I remember the last time you gave Psycho advice.
Yeah, and it was brilliant. Now, the next time that happens, ask that person to play Higurashi up until this point. And then when they're here, you stop them and you go,
would you rather? No?
No.
Not what you were thinking?
No.
No.
Sorry.
But wait, now you didn't finish. And ask them?
And then do you like me? Give me hints. Ask them to witness wipey. To be fair, if a random person gets through all of this and it doesn't change anything about your relationship, maybe that's a good sign. Well, it would indeed be a miracle. See? There you go. Meanwhile, sorry. Please. I'll think about this seriously. Reina looked around the restaurant, searching for Shion. Shion was working enthusiastically, but without confidence as usual. She looked plenty confident in that shot to me, but...
Shi-chan, if she ties her hair up, it's impossible to tell apart from Mi-chan, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So if Mi-chan let down her hair, would she be impossible to tell apart from Shi-chan?
Probably. But what does that have to do with anything?
What if that her being the younger twin was a lie? That she was just Mi-chan pretending to be her sister? What would you think?
Reina was sharper than her daily behavior belied. I was hesitant in verbally affirming that, but it was the right answer. It might be unfair to answer a question with another question, but if like you say, Mion is just pretending to be Shion, what purpose would that serve? After maintaining the silence for a while, Reina glanced at the clock.
That's what I want you to think about. That was maybe too much of a hint.
After thanking me for the dessert, Reina stood up from her seat.
Sorry, I was asked to buy a few things, so it's about time I left. Is it okay with you if you tell Shion I'm sorry I didn't say goodbye?
Yeah, I'll tell her.
Sorry.
Huh?
That Reina is so short-tempered. Sorry for getting angry. Keiichi-kun isn't the only one at fault here.
Reina was harsh in her apology, but I was the one who really should have apologized. What are we apologizing for? I'm so confused.
I'm glad you said it.
Is this a Japanese culture thing that I'm too German to understand? Like, clearly they are talking about something without actually talking about it. Like, that part I understood. But at the same time, like...
Don't ask me. I think to Mi-chan, it's something that doesn't bother her much anymore. So if you want to forget the whole thing happened, that's fine too.
Can we stop playing this game of like, oh, if you want to forget that the whole thing, say... I hate people that are like that in daily life. I absolutely... Sorry, I don't hate the people necessarily. I hate the way they carry themselves. The kind of people that can never get to the point. Don't you dare look at me. That's different. That never tell you like head on what they're talking about. They always talk in riddles. Like
politicians. Or a board of directions.
Basically. Like when the managers like swoop down and go like, and then we will be doing these things and there will be adjustments, and like say what are adjustments? Like, anyway. There is no escape. No, there isn't.
Unfortunately. But you see, as a girl, I'd hope that Keiichi-kun realizes it by himself and comes to apologize of his own politician.
Politician.
Volition. Did that save it?
Yeah, Psycho, I think you really like nailed that with how you put it. The romanticized idea that they should just know, like, oh.
No, the friends should know.
Switching to cute mode only at the end, she disappeared in the direction of the register.
Oh, suddenly getting dark.
While I was staring into space, somebody suddenly tapped me on the shoulder.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
Oh, I suddenly remembered. Yeah, Shion wanted to play with us after work.
Oh, true. We were actually waiting for her shift to end as well. But I do say now that Shion kept us waiting for a while, we keep Shion waiting.
You know what I said to that, Tiva? No, I said...
It wasn't that, was it?
No? Do you know what I said to it?
Tell me.
Oh, sorry to keep you waiting. Yeah, let's do that. BRB.
Are you gonna apologize or what?
What? For what?
You know what for. If you're a man...
Oh, fuck off.
You would know.
No. I guess I'm not a man then, I'm okay with it. Ah, these things lead to the most wonderful conflicts. The truths that weren't forgotten become insults or worse. You refuse to tackle the riddle. That itself is rejection.
That seemed like super deep.
It seems like a quote from Danganronpa or something.
Alright.
Jack, I can't believe you asked Tifa for the wipey of Cam.
Well, that's why the break took longer. Next time...
I take that as a compliment.
Next time we go to a cafe, we'll ask if they do wipey service.
I'm sorry, which one of your servers is into being tripped and dropping food on me? And I'll explain the rest to you later. Thank you. Please don't ban me from the store.
We are going to a restaurant tomorrow.
That's true.
What if we ask for the wipey service for your dad? Oh, that would be so awkward. I'm gonna steer away from this conversation because I do not want to...
Why did you have to make me think of that with my dad?
Sorry to keep you waiting.
I need a moment. Sorry, like If I lick this battery, do the pictures in my head go away? No, you should never do that. Okay, yeah. Without love it cannot be seen. Oh, do I wish I was deaf right now. Not blind necessarily, but deaf, and I couldn't have heard that. Okay, Shion, get us back into it.
Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm finally done.
It was Shion who had changed into her street clothes. She flashed a smile while greeting me. Flash a smile. That's how I would do it. Can you tell I was super popular with the ladies back in my day? Thank you so much for today. Everything was delicious. We were all really happy with it.
Oh no, don't mention it. But I'm glad everybody had fun. That girl that was just here left as well.
She had some shopping to do. She said she was sorry for leaving without saying anything.
I see. Well then, should we leave as well? Even though I'm off duty, I'm still nervous around the workplace.
Sparkle.
Oh.
We ended up strolling around without any destination in particular. I'd been sitting the entire time, so I was in need of a breath of fresh air. When we left, the sky had already become draped in a veil of darkness. That sounds like a line straight out of Twilight fanfiction.
Imagine just saying, oh, we came outside and it was dark.
That sounds like a line out of Twilight fanfiction a few pages after what I just said. We went outside and it was dark.
Oh, it's gotten dark already. Even though I promised I'd be finished early.
She seemed upset that there wasn't much time left.
Oh well. At least we've got a little time to chat like this.
Jack, you're so naughty. She's worse. The thing is though, I do it on purpose. She doesn't even realize.
I think I missed something.
Case in point.
I'm kidding. What's wrong with the Twilight?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing, Tifa. It's fine. This is one of those moments where I'll just explain it to you after the stream, because comedy doesn't get funnier if you explain the joke. Yes, Katze. Katze streicheln. Ah, that's what makes her not naughty but oblivious. Because Tifa is a good girl. Yes, she is.
I'm trying to see what I missed now.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing, Tifa. Saying that, Shion set out for the tree-lined boulevard behind the station. The front of the station was slowly becoming crowded with businessmen heading home. She's still thinking.
Well then, I guess I should start with an introduction.
What?
Introduction. I was mistaken for my sister when we first met, so we never got to properly introduce ourselves.
I could only smile and laugh wryly.
My name is Shion Sonozaki. I'm only similar to my older sister in appearance. My sister is rough around the edges and hot-headed, but I'm a composed and methodical person.
I remembered what Reina and I had been talking about earlier. I said that they looked the same, but their personalities were different, while Reina said they were both the same. I don't know what tipped her off, but Reina figured out that Shion was Mion. Also, related to that, she said that I had heard Mion. Reina had given only one hint. That was, why is Mion pretending to be Shion? I'm innocent enough that nothing lewd came to mind when Tifa spoke, but not to the extent that I failed to understand Jack when he highlighted her word choice. Thank you very much.
My word choice?
Yes.
What did I said when we came out, it was dark.
Yes.
What's wrong with that?
You can tell it actually irks her because her voice is getting multiple octaves higher.
I thought it was about something you said, but that's about what I said. And I don't see what's wrong with what I said. It's a perfectly normal...
I'll explain it after the stream. I promise.
When I came out, it was dark.
Well, if you knew Jack, you'd know. I mean, somebody has to, right? Shion, what did you hear about me from Mion?
My sister seems to have taken a liking to you. She talks about you quite a bit. Like about club activities, about getting pranked, pranking you back. Boyish kind of stories. You really do get along.
Can somebody... I'm not trying to start anything and I'm not trying to be annoying, but can somebody explain to me what a boyish story is? Because I don't get it.
Obviously, pranking each other is boyish. It's not like, oh, and then we held hands and we frolicked over the...
But girls prank other people as well.
Obviously not.
Also, girls also do club activities.
They already got those rights.
I know, disgusting, right? What's next? Letting them vote?
Aggressive and sporty things, exactly. Like it's not the, how did they describe it? The soft...
She's not frail.
Frail sort of things. They're like rough and things not becoming of a lady. Exactly.
It was still the 80s, yes. Thank you. Yes, Keiichi, yes. Boyish kind of stories, huh? Wow, Shion, and during Pride Month. I know, right? It feels even weirder. Come to think of it, I think there was something Shion told me before.
Keiichi, you don't think of my sister as a girl, do you?
Was that what happened that hurt Mion? Mion herself said that she'd wished she'd been born a boy and that being a girl didn't suit her. She said a lot of things to that effect, didn't she?
Keiichi, you look like you're having fun. No. This is not fun.
Huh? No, that's not true. That reminds me of a story. Ages ago, a colleague of mine asked me if I wanted to hang out with her and a couple people after work. And what did I say in response? Oh yeah, I was trying to be like extra nice, and I said to her, I don't have anything better to do, so yes. And she took it exactly like that. In my mind, I was 5D multiple dimensional chessboarding this, like Yu-Gi-Oh style, because I was thinking...
Playing hard to get.
I was thinking I don't have anything better to do, as in there's nothing else I'd rather do. Defeat from the jaws of victory. Exactly. So of course, they took that exactly the way any normal person would have taken it without having all of my thoughts behind it. And then they felt offended, which I completely understand in hindsight. But I had that Keiichi moment myself, and I can tell you, it makes you feel pretty dumb.
Even though you're bad at hiding things, you sure like to lie, don't you? Still, I don't hate you for it.
Oh,
Wait,
I like boys who lie.
wait. I'm not 15 and horny enough to just gloss over all of this.
Lie to me, baby.
Shion asks, you look like you're having fun. No, that's not true. And then she goes, you're bad at hiding things and you like to lie.
Yeah, he's pretending he doesn't have fun, but she can tell you are having fun.
That sounds like it could be going so wrong.
No, it's just a weird bit of a conversation.
Okay, I guess I'll take it. Saying that, she lightly chopped my forehead. It was so slow, it took a moment to reverberate through my skull. Jackie, just a pervert. I mean, potentially, yes. I don't know by what definition, but let's agree on that for a moment. But
So, also, you guys all see something and it's getting dark outside. I feel like I'm the only not pervert here.
it was not about it getting dark outside, it was something else you said. I'll explain it. Tifa, explaining this to you will take the better part of half an hour.
Okay. I'll
We
figure
don't
it.
have the time right
I'll
now.
figure it out by then.
No, you won't. I hate every moment I spent either with you, Shio. Yeah, I mean... Even though Shion was enjoying herself, I was still trying to figure out how I had hurt Mion. I was having a hard time figuring out the riddle that Reina had left me with.
Hey, see that? Don't you think it's pretty? You think even a guy would find it pretty?
Yeah, it is pretty.
What are we looking at?
Shion was having fun window shopping, dragging me by all sorts of stores I would normally never enter. It wasn't like she was begging me to buy her anything and I wasn't getting bored either. I like how Keiichi seems to only think in cliches, like during these parts. It was just something to talk about as we walked around. In an easygoing way, we browsed through numerous stores. We discussed all sorts of topics I knew nothing about, but I didn't lose interest. I had the feeling she was good at conversation.
Kei-chan, is this your first time doing this kind of thing? Window shopping?
Yeah, it is. If somebody didn't bring me into these accessory shops, I don't think I'd set foot in one my entire life.
Not that. I meant more like this.
And then she grabs his hand. Bah! I leapt back when Shion suddenly linked her arm with mine. Oh my god!
There we go.
Defeat from the jaws of victory. Okay, Tifa, I'll give you mercy. You said it was dark when we came outside. Jack is thinking the word came very differently than you are.
Yeah, but why?
It's a sex thing.
No one would think of that.
Yes, we would. It was the lead up. With me going like, oh, that sounds like a line from my Twilight fanfiction, and then you did that, and I was
There's
like,
not a
that
single
sounds
lead
like
up
a
there.
line later in my Twilight fanfiction.
Oh, now I get what you mean with that.
Do you? It's Jack. Don't you dare!
I was wondering, like, does the fan fiction just start very elaborate?
Why
and
couldn't
then
you
it's
just
like,
let it be? And I gave you my word. I would explain to you later.
Yeah.
Wow. I know, right? So it's Jack, not you, Tifa. I'm sorry. I'm beginning to sit uncomfortable. Can you all like get your knives that you have put in my back and just pull them out? Because I would like to sit back and be comfortable again. Wow. Wow. Ow, it stings a little bit still. Still a bit tender. Meanwhile, Keiichi, you dumb motherfucker. I love how you ask that yourself. A too honest psycho? Exactly.
I don't have time to remove all the knives.
Back to dumbass
Reality.
Keiichi. I leapt back when Shion suddenly linked her arm with mine.
Hey, you don't have to act so surprised. It's not so embarrassing to link arms with a girl, is it? Eek.
Eek! A girl touched me.
Now we have to get married.
I'm not ready for that.
There was no chaperone around.
What's the chaperone? Yeah. Is that still a thing in the 80s in Japan?
Probably not.
Shion's expression was a little bit miffed, but suggestive at the same time. I'm not that embarrassed. If you want some arms, I can spare one or two. Here. Take my arm. Take my arm.
Adjust my glasses.
We're linking arms live on stream. Oh my god. Are we a couple?
TOS.
Are you my girlfriend now? Can you even see that? Yes, you can.
Kei-chan, you really know how to entertain someone. I see why my sister took a liking to you.
If you don't want my arm, I'm taking it back.
Aw, come on. I'm happy to have it.
Laughing in good spirits, she unlocked her arm with mine. My heart skipped a beat.
Skip, skip, skip. This question might be a bit mean, but I want to enjoy seeing your reaction. Kei-chan, have you ever been arm in arm with a girl before? Around a bonfire at a field trip doesn't count, by the way.
That little devil! She was asking that question knowing full well what the answer would be. Well, if field trips are out, this is rough.
I thought as much.
That impish laugh, it really is the same as Mion's. You really are Shion, right? You're not just Mion saying that you're Shion, are you?
Are you thinking that my sister might pretend to be me?
I thought you were twins until just now, but that way you mess around is just like Mion.
You're just saying that. You can tell us apart easily.
What do you mean by that?
Well, I always have my hair loose.
Yes, Shion, I want to add a second arm to my collection. With a dead eyes with a... I want... Yeah.
If my sister was holding your arm like this, would you get nervous?
I would. I'd be completely on edge worrying about when she would go for an arm lock. Shion laughed so hard she had to hold on to her sides. Hey, is that really that funny? You're tearing up.
No, it's just... I was just thinking about how hopeless my sister is. She isn't even able to get a young man hot and bothered while she's arm in arm with him. She really is a failure as a woman.
What kind of hentai plot am I suddenly in? Like... I remembered once again that I'd heard someone say that before.
Sometimes I think that my sister would have been better off if she'd been born a boy. If she did, I might have fallen for her.
Now that's hentai.
Do you want to meet my dad?
Are we trying to tick all the boxes? Like identical twins that both like me.
No weird flex.
One sister would totally fuck the other if she could, if she was a boy, because I don't know. Like, Sweet Home Hinamizawa, yeah. Also, have you met Keiichi's dad?
Sweet Home Hinamizawa. This is where I wanna be. Have this twin action on me.
Carry on.
No, I didn't think I will. Just kidding! Get your heads out of the gutter, people.
Who doesn't joke about having sex with their siblings? Right?
She did not say that.
Mion did say something about wanting to be born a boy.
My sister is on the fence as to whether she wants to be a boy or a girl. Well, it's the price she pays for living an awkward lifestyle. Just leave her be.
Oh my god, with all of the things these people are saying, I just want to scream all the time.
What awkward lifestyle though? Like Mion, so from what we know of Mion, there's nothing awkward about her lifestyle.
The 80s were a very different time. You've been saying some pretty harsh things about your sister right now.
Mion has some soft parts to her that I don't like.
Of course, if she prefers a boy, then I can think of two soft parts that she doesn't like. Oh, come on, that one was too easy. Too easy. I mean, it's harder for her to feel feminine because she's a tomboy.
Yeah, but I'm also not sure why they put so much
if everybody
issue onto that.
Around you makes it a thing, then that's on everybody, not how you behave. Like, I don't see any problem with acting like a tomboy and being or feeling feminine. Like, those are not mutually exclusive in my experience. I can't speak out of my own experience because I'm not a tomboy, but you know.
You're a Jack boy.
Jack, you're trying hard to be viewed as a degenerate, aren't you? No, it's actually natural to me. Like, this is no effort at all. The way that Shion talked somehow sounded cold. He isn't trying, it comes natural. Wow. Not my first rodeo, Psycho. Shion, do you not get along with Mion?
Well, we get along well enough. Still, there's a few things for which I can't forgive her as her sister. Hey, look at that!
Whoa, time out. What can't you forgive her for as her sister?
Well, with some luck, we're going to ask her. Don't you think it's cute? Hey, this is the store.
I turned around to look at where Shion was pointing. What was there was the familiar display window of a toy shop. The same shop that was the stage for the incident that occurred during last Sunday's club activities. What Shion was pointing at was a display with a plethora of adorable dolls that looked like the sort girls would like. wonder why girls like these kinds of things.
It's because they're cute. Don't you think they're cute, Keiichi?
That's also why girls like me.
You are cute.
I know, I'm adorable.
So precious.
And if you disagree, maybe one of them. Da Vinci! Exactly. Is this, by the way, gonna be the moment where Shion meets Mion? As in, physically occupying the same space?
I really hope so. I really need that moment to start coming.
I need a moment. I have to put all my 80s macho into that line. Me slick back my hair. I'm a man, so I don't really get that vibe.
You forgot to flex the muscles.
What muscles?
Well filled. Now. Which one do you think is the cutest out of all of these, Keiichi?
Shion, pulling on my arm, motioned to the row of dolls. They were lined up like they were close sisters, taking a commemorative photo. A few of them seemed strangely familiar. I've seen those 4 over there somewhere.
Oh, I guess they really are famous. If even you know about them.
Shion sounded impressed.
These are new dolls that were just brought in from England. They still have some available here, but around the cities they have trouble keeping them on the shelves. Even though they're supposed to be inexpensive, it seems they're starting to come at a premium.
I guess girls still like these kinds of things even as they grow up.
I bet they're amiibos.
Bit early for that, but...
It depends on the person, but I think that girls who don't like dolls and stuffed animals are pretty few and far between. Even my tomboy of a sister said these were adorable.
Oh? Even Mion says that they're adorable. That is pretty amazing. That's right, I just remembered. The store owner gave this one to us after Sunday's event. Except for Mion, who was a relative, everybody had gotten something.
I really do that. Oh yeah, and Mion also really wanted it.
Yes, but he gave it to Reina.
Yeah.
And then Mion was like...
Basically.
That hurt.
I really do think that one's the best. That frilly dress really gives it something.
That's it. That's the one the shop owner gave to me.
So it seems.
Shion replied softly but clearly.
Uncle Yoshiro gave these out as a thanks for helping living things up at Sunday's event. Yes.
So I don't know if you can keep hearing this, but like every time I bend my left ring finger, like it goes like... I should just stop doing that, I guess.
Thought you were playing with your nails.
No.
It seems he gave them to the 4 friends. My sister brought one. So you got the doll with the dress then. What did you think? It was really cute, right?
As a man, there's no way I'd think it was cute.
So, what did you do with the doll?
I wasn't really going to do anything with it, so I gave it to someone.
To who?
As Shion laughed, I could hear an audible click run through my head like the pieces of a jigsaw puzzle snapping into place. Yeah.
Is this the moment it
He
was
done
about?
goofed. Thank you very much for today, everyone. You made the event turn out great. It's not much, but here's something extra for today.
Ah, Uncle Yoshiro. Isn't there a little something for me too?
My. Quite an adorable one, is it not?
When Satoko and Rika-chan opened up the bag, there were cute little stuffed animals inside.
Wow, they're so cute. Can I take them home? I really can.
Which means there's something for me too? Whoa! I got a pretty adorable one. It was a stuffed toy wearing a beautiful dress, one you'd use to play house. Rena's eyes were glued to my stuffed doll. Satoko was the same, and Rika-chan too. Yep, you done goofed, Keiichi. I see. It wasn't just Reina, Satoko and Rika-chan. There was one other person who seemed jealous.
Kei-chan got the one that fits him the least.
Not wanting for her expression to give it away, she said that to hide her embarrassment. Well, I guess it's cute and pretty. I can't admit it's adorable, but a doll with changeable clothes is...
You can still buy it now. If you walked around with it, then you'd be treated like a weirdo starting tomorrow. Definitely.
Mion's usual teasing way of talking. I looked around to see who I should give the doll to. Mion was right in front of me. Mion was the only one who hadn't received a present, so I thought about giving it to her, but I didn't.
Huh? You're giving it to me? To Reina? Thank you!
Turning away from Mion's covetous gaze, I gave the doll to Reina. Mion's smile bore into my back. There was no way I couldn't have noticed. Why did I not give it to Mion? Since Mion was the only one who didn't get anything, wouldn't it have been just standard practice to give it to her? At that time I had noticed that something was wrong. That's why I said it.
It was a little bit sad.
Just protecting myself. If I didn't give it to Reina, then walking the streets at night would be scary. Her look kills me. Like the...
No doubt, no doubt.
I thought about giving it to Mion, but it just didn't feel right. Something dark flickered briefly in Mion's eyes, but at the time I didn't notice it. I had thought to give it to Mion. Why didn't I?
You know it. I sometimes wonder why I wasn't born a boy.
Mion herself had said that with a laugh, so I didn't realize that I had hurt her. That's right. Mion is more suited for cool things, so I think having you help out here was the right choice.
Huh?
Shion asked, probably thinking she misheard me. That uniform, it would never suit somebody like Mion, but if it's Shion, I think it works.
Huh? You mean that,
Shion, like Reina often does, spaced out and turned bright red. Mion seemed really happy. She seemed happy that I complimented Shion. Saying that it didn't suit Mion, but that it suited Shion, saying that it suited her seemed to make her happy. Can you still say someone should have said it explicitly? That no one could be expected to understand on their own? No, not about this situation. That's unfortunate. I mean later on when Reina and Keiichi had that talk. There I would have laughed if she had gone, hey, I think when you gave the doll to me and you made jokes about how it wouldn't have been a good fit for Mion,
it kinda hurt her.
That hurt her feelings. That's what I'm talking about. Or that's what I meant earlier. Yeah.
It would have made this a whole lot easier than the you should have known what you did. Because I wasn't thinking of this moment. I actually thought it was in the classroom when we gave the bento box back.
I think that all just plays into that. Because like now we're going through like the best of Keiichi being hurtful to Mion.
Yeah.
Keiichi would have laughed it off. Possibly, maybe.
But then it's more clear, at least. Like there was now a risk we wouldn't have figured it out.
Yeah. I wanna say if somebody actually means it when they say, hey, please tell me what I did wrong. Like I don't understand. I see that I've hurt somebody, but I don't see how. Then telling them could actually be helpful. Or maybe it wouldn't have. We will never know.
Not sure.
Mion's younger twin sister? She's got a different personality, but she's a dead ringer for Mion.
That's right. We look similar, but our personalities are completely different. I'm very kind and thoughtful, but Shion has a cold and scary personality.
I think that when you guys were born, Shion got all the feminine aspects. Unlike Mion, she's a cute, cheerful girl. Mion made a strange face that was both happy and angry at the same time. It seemed she was happy that I said Shion was cute. And of course for Keiichi, still like flip-flopping between, oh, they're both the same person. Does it really matter if you say something nice to only one of them if they're both the same person?
Yes.
Aren't you just playing along with her acting different depending on the outfit?
Yeah, but if she believes you think they're two people.
Yeah.
And you only say nice things about that one while bringing her down, it's kind of insulting.
Yes. Exactly. Like, yes, from like Keiichi's perspective, oh, but if they're the same, then it's fair game to compliment one side of the coin, I guess.
Well, he's just teasing her, but...
Your point is equally valid. Like, if you only like me when I change my entire behavior around you, do you really like me? Because like which part, then again the question is really like what part of me interacting with you is the one where I act out of character, you know? Is it harder for a tomboy to admit to feeling hurt? Is it harder to say that she should be treated like a girl?
I think at this far in the relationship that could be yes. Like if you've been acting a certain way with people, it doesn't even matter if it's tomboy or something else, and you want to swap that, that's harder to get out of.
I don't think it necessarily has to do with being tomboyish or not. Because I've met plenty of girls who were tomboys that had absolutely no issues with like showing themselves being vulnerable or like open about how they feel about things.
Yeah, because this is also not a general thing, like it comes down to the person.
Yeah.
But if Mion does like Keiichi, we don't really know.
Yeah.
And you're being like, you're not cute, you're not this, your sister is much better, your sister is much better. I think at some point you'll start to take it personal, even if Keiichi means it as teasing her.
Is that something you should have to say out loud? Evie, that is a wonderful question. And at this point in my life, I want to say yes, unfortunately. Because I was in leading positions for some time in my life. And I had to learn, like actually learn, that I need to have conversations with people what my expectation is of them and what their expectation is of me. Because I made the mistake very early on that I hadn't done that. I just went into the job thinking, well, it's clear what everybody wants, right? And it's clear what everybody can expect of me. And that led to some people being very unhappy with what I was doing and me being very unhappy with what they were doing. And when we had that conversation, it turned out they wanted very different things. Some of which I was perfectly happy to like do, but until they told me, I wasn't aware. And I want to say, would it feel amazing if or when people just meet each other and they are on the same wavelength and they just click? Yes. But until you actually tell each other what you want and what you expect, like what your values are, how you see different things, there is no certainty.
No, but I also don't think that is something that necessarily needs to be said every time. So to answer, is every relation complicated like this?
No.
It's absolutely not.
Some more than others, and I think I told you that very early on. The moment I knew I was in love with her is when we had been talking for a while, like a few weeks at that point, and I didn't get bored.
Aww.
No, that sounds like a huge asshole thing to say in a way too. But up until I met you, I never was in a situation where I spent so much time with a person and I enjoyed all of it.
That's very sweet.
We could just chit-chat, we could talk about important things, we could talk about non-important things, but I always wanted to know more. How do you see this? How do you feel about that? Why do you see things that way? And I kept being interested. And everything else just came easy at that point because, you know, there was a motivation behind all of it. I want to spend the rest of my life with this person, so I want to get to know him better.
In the majority of, I want to say, a relationship, whether it's platonic or not, these things just come naturally.
Yeah. If you treat someone else differently and when they have to point out that they deserve fair treatment, well, that suggests it's surprising that they would want fair treatment to you, no?
I think in this situation, if we like look at what between Keiichi and Mion right now, like I don't think Keiichi is realizing what he's doing. Because I think he's just trying to tease Mion by pointing all of these things out. And sees it as like a fair game because they've been teasing each other so much. And he's throwing this one in, also believing that Mion is trying to pull his leg.
Yes, I would have said that, but way more complicated with way more words for another 5 minutes.
So I also understand Mion's point, but they are in the type of situation where they keep trying to...
There is banter. They have all of this banter with each other all the time, and that is perfectly fine. The problem with having this much, basically every interaction with them is banter. And that's cool.
It can just turn into hurtful at some point.
It's very easy to just not go underneath that and think about the feelings. Because if you keep teasing each other like that, and if you keep saying, eventually, I guess, more and more outrageous things, eventually somebody's gonna get hurt. Or not seen the way they want to be seen. I like how Dark Lord put it. A relationship needs to involve communication and honesty. Yes.
Yeah. That counts for everything, really.
Yeah. That is his sin, not malice. A natural zero at empathy.
Too long didn't read Keiichi is a dense motherfucker. And don't forget them, these kids, they're teenagers.
These are 15.
I feel like they also deserve a little bit of slack when it comes to these things.
Yeah. But all of this just brings me back to what I was saying earlier. Like, I know it might feel redundant or unnecessary, but unless you tell somebody how you see things, how you want things to go, they don't know. Sneaking a look inside the box to say that she just put some of the leftovers inside would have been a lie. There was an elegant meal stuffed inside. Is it really okay? There's not like a ton of hot sauce mixed in it or anything, right?
Just some needles.
That happens later.
Jeez. I'm not my sister. I wouldn't do that kind of thing. If you don't like it, you don't have to force yourself. I'll just go home and eat it myself.
I'm not my sister. That was how she said it. Shion was insistent that she wasn't Mion. She was saying that she was Shion and that I shouldn't think of her as Mion. When Mion was Shion, it carried a special meaning.
Mi-chan is mysterious, right? She's a girl, but it's like she's a guy.
That's what Reina said.
But you see, even that Mi-chan is actually really feminine.
Reina, how much did Mion pay you exactly?
That's not true. Jeez, I'm trying to have a serious conversation, you know? You know?
Reina began to pout. Now probably wasn't the right time to joke around. See, now he even gets it.
A lot of these issues... blah blah blah. A lot of these issues seem to come down to them being teenagers and not knowing how to treat each other, while simultaneously not knowing how to really advocate for yourself. Yeah.
Yes. Some people learn that earlier, some people learn that later.
They're having the awkward puberty, I like you kind of thing going on.
But girls are yucky and I can't say that. Also, I'm surrounded by girls that somehow seem to like me. Reina seems to have a soft spot for me at least. Mion has all of that banter. Is there more than that? Or is that just the nature of a relationship, which is also perfectly fine, but, you know?
Mi-chan is the club president, so she's trying really hard to lead everybody. But she's really a very cute girl. I agree. I really don't want you to forget that, Keiichi-kun.
There was never a riddle to begin with. Reina was saying the answer right from the beginning. Yeah, she did. Pretty nice of her.
So then I don't know what's going on anymore. Yeah. I know Kei-chan didn't mean anything wrong. At least he didn't intend to. Yeah, Keiichi-kun isn't the type of person to hurt others. So there's no reason for you to feel hurt by this, Mi-chan. Then what was it? Frustration? Sadness? I don't know at all.
Did you want it? The doll, I mean. It wouldn't really help even if I gave you the doll I got, would it?
It's not the having the doll, it's the being given the doll by the person in that moment.
You're right.
How about this, Michan? Try asking Keiichi-kun. You might be able to solve the problem if you tackle it head on.
Rena, that's not how this works. That's not how any of this works. How dare you come up with actually a really mature solution of people talking about their feelings, which is super difficult sometimes. I get that.
There's no way I could do that.
Is it too embarrassing to do that now?
I want to try again as somebody other than Mion. This time I can be more honest with myself. Don't get me wrong, I'm pretty fond of the relationship I have with Kei-chan. This might be selfish, but one more time.
Keiichi-kun will definitely notice.
I wonder if that's true.
Reina will cheer you on too. So let's find a way for you to ease your sadness. Believe me, I won't let anything happen that will make you cry, Michan.
I'll believe. I'll believe.
Keiichi-kun will definitely come to understand. He'll say he's sorry for saying something so callous, and then he'll bring you to that store and buy that doll for you as a present.
Yeah.
And then, Michan, you'll say thank you. You can't fool around. Say it honestly.
Yeah.
This is really cute.
Okay, so now we're at the moment.
But is this did that all happen in his mind, or did we as the...
No, the mind part had a filter over it, like the flashback filter.
Okay.
That filter was removed, so I want to say this was the bit we haven't seen as Keiichi, but now just as a viewer.
But when the game is over... I would love to play a game that ends completely out of the blue with everybody just like finding a mature solution for their problems. that would just like kill me. But no, not that part. The part where she said earlier, Kei-chan isn't a hurtful person, so you shouldn't be hurt by his actions. Like, nice people can make bad decisions that hurt people. And the people that are hurt have every right to feel hurt. Agreed. Just because you don't realize you're hurting somebody doesn't mean you're not doing it. Which is why I think it's important then for that person to tell you, hey, that hurt me. Because if you have a person who doesn't know, how will they ever know? You know?
But how would they know?
Exactly. It's a meme, but yes. Remember in Metal Saga, if you tell your first party member you want to get married, you get a secret ending where you just got married and settled down.
That is kind of cute.
That's amazing. That is amazing.
That is adorable.
Oh. Yeah. Counter example. Wait. I almost pressed the wrong button. Spoilers. Spoilers for Breath of Fire 2. Which is a super old game by now. As long as this is up, if you still care about the story, you know what this is. In Breath of Fire 2, you know, it's this JRPG, you and your party go after the bad evil guys. And I want to say like 95% into the plot, the spoilers for this SNES game and Game Boy Advance, but yes. The main character, Ryo, gets asked, so you have a choice here. Like, do you just want to go get a good night's sleep and then tomorrow we just pack up everything and we head down this dungeon that will most likely be a suicide mission, but it's our one shot at getting to them before they destroy the world? Or do you just want to wait because realistically we have no way of knowing when they'll be powerful enough to launch a counterattack? Something like that. And you get to choose. And if you choose wait, it starts a cutscene where it goes, and when you and your friends waited, unfortunately too long, everybody you know died, The world is destroyed. Fuck you. And then it just boots you to the main menu. So if you haven't saved for a while before that, all of your progress is gone.
Okay,
it
well,
just
that
happens
actually
like
sucks.
that. No, that's amazing. That shows you that there's consequences to your actions.
Yeah, but I don't want consequences that make me restart
Not the
3 hours in a video game.
Fair enough. If you didn't save that long, that's on you.
I'll remember that next time you have something like that happen in your game, and then I'll go like, well, that's on you.
That will be hurtful. But fair. But hurtful. Talking about hurtful things.
We should take a break.
No, that is too evil. Let's do this
talking
part
about
first.
hurtful things.
No, after this.
Fine.
If I said I wanted it, Kei-chan, would you buy it for me?
Mion said it quietly, doing her best to quell her embarrassment. I would have reflexively begun to lightly tease her to hide my embarrassment, but like Mion, I quelled that impulse. Okay, Mion. As thanks for everything until today, I'll buy you whichever one you want. My voice cracked with the unfamiliar words. In order to not lose to Mion trying her best, I tried my best as well.
But I'm not Mion, I'm Shion.
Shion, then. I'll buy it for you, Shion. Shion looked down. Red-faced, she pointed at the doll in the dress through the window store to the store window.
Is it really okay? The one in the dress is a little expensive, isn't it?
This isn't a matter of price. This is a matter of feelings.
When I was saved by Kei-chan from those unsavory customers today, I was really happy. Even though my co-workers didn't save me, Kei-chan did. You grabbed me by the shoulder really firmly, right? Right then, you were really cool. Even then, I was so embarrassed I couldn't properly express my gratitude.
I clamped my hand down on Shion's head and ruffled her hair roughly, like how I would to Reina and the others. When I did that, Shion, like Reina, would have spaced out and blushed slightly. You don't have to think too hard about it. I should have just given it to you back then. If I did that, then everybody would have had a good laugh. Shion didn't respond. She had turned bright red like she was trying to hold back both laughter and tears. I'll go buy it for you right now. Wait right here.
I'll go with you.
Saying that, she grabbed onto my arm once again. She wasn't trying to be stoic anymore.
I think I know why my sister likes you. Hey, is it alright if I start to like you a bit too, Kei-chan?
The unfamiliar situation made my head start to spin. Whoa, what am I doing? I had reached my limit. Smiling wryly to hide my embarrassment, I dragged Shion into the store with me. This is gonna be so freaking awkward if it turns out to be that they are different people.
I was thinking exactly the same. I do still think we're going towards that.
Excuse me? I want to buy that doll and the dress that's in the window.
I'm telling you, Mion is coming in.
After a moment, I heard a voice of acknowledgement and an apron-clad employee soon appeared.
Finally, we get to see both of them.
And that is the moment you consider jumping in front of the next train.
Oh, this must have been so awkward.
Dun 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 dun. Yeah, that's
so awkward.
that. Oh my god. Oh my
But
god.
finally, we get to have both of them.
That feeling of embarrassment, that like hot ball of lead in your stomach pit, that you want to start digging into the earth to be swallowed by it. You can't go home, you can't tell your, that's what you feel like at least, you can't tell your parents about how you embarrassed yourself like this for days now, How are you gonna look at Mion again tomorrow morning? How are you gonna look at Reina after she had this whole conversation with him about this?
Well...
What are you gonna do about Shion?
Are you now gonna buy the doll twice? Still have some making up to do.
Yeah.
This is gonna be fun.
I'm okay with that short break now. I would move away, no contact, change my name, etc. Yes.
This would be really embarrassing.
This is the moment you start, like, back when we started phone books, right? You start getting the phone book and you...
The yellow pages.
The yellow pages. And you look for plastic surgeons. Like, how much does it cost to change my entire face? Can you do an operation that changes how I sound? Can you do like a thing on my vocal cords? Can you make me shorter or taller so that I look nothing like I do right now? Because I want to dissipate into thin air.
Yeah.
Finally, the Mion-Shion superposition collapses in on itself and we find ourselves in a world where we really are just twins and not the same person.
This is gonna be really hard to accept.
Leg extensions are a thing. That is true. That is super painful and very expensive.
Doesn't seem worth it. But what is worth it is me pressing the button.
BRB.
We're back.
Instead of leg extensions, consider stilts. That's being able to walk on stilts is really impressive.
That is also easier to walk on than high heels, I want to say.
I agree. I don't remember for what exact occasion, but I remember ages ago when we were in the Netherlands with your family, I tried to walk in high heels. I think your mom or something had some out and like we were joking about it. Because I've seen people walk in like really high heels and I never understood how a person can do that. And they were like, I want to say like 2 inches or something, like 5 centimeters roughly.
Mm-hmm.
I made one step forward and then I thought I was gonna break my ankles. I have no idea how people can walk in those death machines.
Same, the walk's so weird. But stilts are not bad.
Stilts are cool and impressive.
Easier to get used to, I want to say.
Not how much horror we've experienced in the stream when the horror hasn't even come out to play yet.
Teen romance is the true horror. It can absolutely feel like that.
Feelings are scary.
Kei-chan? And why are you here? Finally, one screen.
The worst thing about this?
Do the the...
It's P. Yeah, they look nothing alike. Like, come on.
Here they look very different.
How would you ever confuse these two?
Or I'm not gonna say very different, but they definitely have a few differences.
Barely.
Or it's just because of the expressions.
This is getting out of hand. Now there are 2 of them.
Oh, they are going to cloning.
Also, like, imagine for 1 second again to be in Keiichi's shoes. Like, you just had this, like, epiphany of what you did to slight Mion. And you had that heart-to-heart moment with Shion. Because in your mind, they were one and the same person. But now you're like, what are you gonna do now? Are you now buying the doll that Mion wanted and you give it to her? Because who is the person you actually have those feelings for?
I think we're gonna forget about the doll here.
Yeah, but let's make this really traumatic. Who is the person that Keiichi was catching the feelings for? Was it the combination of Mion and Shion in one person having all of these qualities? Was it Shion and her frailness? Or is it actually Mion? Like, which Sonozaki will you destroy in this moment? Tifa, if Shion and Mion were falling off of a cliff and you as Keiichi could only save one of them with a doll, who would you choose?
Mion. I like Mion more than Shion. I still think Shion is gonna turn out to be the psycho.
I need the spoilers. Which one of us killed us? Which one of them killed us in the end of chapter 1? Because I'll choose the other.
No, you have to choose now.
Interpersonal relationships are a horror. Every single person you know could harbor depths of feeling like this. That is true.
That is very true.
The chibi sprites really decided to make Shion's boobs the size of her head. I mean, gotta do something, right? Okay.
That's the part fan service, maybe?
Okay, I'm gonna be honest, I really thought you were the same person and you were playing games with me and you wanted to play out the feminine tomboyish things. And I'm sorry I didn't give you the door. I'm going home, go to sleep, and we will talk tomorrow. Yes, but could you have pulled that off in that
moment? Probably
without
not.
the prep time at 15?
Probably not.
If you did, you deserve a Nobel Peace Prize.
This has nothing to do with you. I'm on a date with Kei-chan right now.
What?
Why is Kei-chan?
Even if you ask why, I'd like to know the answer myself. Mion looked at me with an expression of confusion and surprise. But that was the same with me. If she was there, then who was next to me?
It is I, Leon.
I am the third sister, existing between Mion and Shion.
It's when they fuse.
Yeah. Keiichi is far too manly to say that without wetting himself. Yeah, of course. Think I would have blurted that out and got the fuck out of there. That's impressive.
I'm not.
Psycho?
I don't even know how I would react if I was Keiichi.
I can tell you. I would have looked at Mion. I would have looked at Shion. I would have looked at Mion. Shion. Fixate on a spot at the far back wall. Turn red. Shit myself. Realize I shit myself. And then leave. And then probably die of embarrassment on the way home.
I hope to just not be.
Beyond.
I just hope to not be in a situation like this.
How would you be?
This could also just be with friends.
How would you be?
Like I said, with friends. When they try to pull your leg. I'm not talking about... Wait, what? What are you getting mad over?
This is clearly romantic feelings involved.
Yeah, that doesn't have to be. It's the whole you're friends with someone and then there's like this twin.
It's not about friendship, Do you think this is about friendship? This is about romantic feelings, that's why... You're fucking with me, right? This is not the moment where you realize there was romantic interest.
I mean, Shion has obviously expressed romantic interest
Very
now,
clearly,
but
yes.
we don't know that of Mion yet.
Fair.
Like, this could just be feelings of hurt between friends.
Okay, so now that you understand, I repeat my question. Why would you be in a moment where I suddenly have a weird twin and you need to choose?
But the choice
I'm
would...
an only child, Tifa. Choose your words
The choice would
carefully.
be easy, because even when the choice was between Mion and Shion, I chose Mion, the OG, right away.
I think there was an attempt at a save there, but she still
That's
didn't say she
absolutely there.
chooses me. And that's, I still feel kind of hurt. I don't know why exactly, but...
Just kidding. Unless...
Ah, dang, I had some of the laxative desserts. Excuse me as I go shit my soul out. Yeah.
I can't open the door. I'm shitting.
It's just
It's
weird
time to
now
go.
that Shion didn't exist in Onikakushi Hen. Yes. Like from a writing perspective, what exactly did Keiichi do to himself, or what had been done to him that he forgot all of this?
He didn't forget.
It just was never brought up
It
again.
wasn't a thing.
Yeah, sure thing.
I said it right at the beginning. I'm Shion Sonozaki, my sister's younger twin. Kei-chan, you even called me Shion, didn't you?
Shion saying that pouted cutely.
What is going on? Tell me, Shion.
Not much.
I was wondering what kind of person this Kei-chan you were so infatuated with was.
I'm
Infatuated.
sorry. It feels like somebody farted in my ear.
Infatuated.
What? You want to run the line again or just ignore that?
I'll just ignore that. So I happened to give him a ticket to the dessert festa. There, when I was being bothered by all sorts of troublesome customers, Kei-chan gallantly appeared and saved me by kicking them all to the curb. Or something like that. What?
Both Mion and I raised our voices pathetically, expressing our confusion to the utmost.
The boy you were fighting with.
What's weird about not encountering her? I
mean, so far, the stories, or the first chapter and the second chapter, don't exactly line up. And I don't think they will.
I sometimes still think about that moment when I was 17, where instead of a 20, I gave a cab driver a 50, told him he can keep the rest because I thought it was a 20 on $18 fare. And when I had to pull the 50 out of his hand again, shuffled into my wallet and gave him a 20. Like, that's been haunting me for 20 years at this point almost. There is no way this whole thing would never come up again, or the fact that Mion has a sister. Hey, we're at the Watanagashi now. Where is Shion? You know, things like that.
You actually told the truth? I do that all the time, but nobody believes me. I feel that.
Yeah, but you are too sus. Like, you might feel like that, but I can explain that to you. You're doing it to yourself, really.
No, I don't think that's true. But that's a discussion for another time again.
That boy you were inflating with. Yes. If you want to see that loving part that Mortenard was describing, I suggest you turn off Safe Search and you go on a search engine of your choice and you enter Shion Inflation. Okay, disclaimer, don't do that. Unless you're into that, in which case, no king shaming, but...
But yes, they are two different people
Yes.
in the end.
Yes.
Which makes it even more awkward.
Mion, you phoned me yesterday, right?
I didn't. I have no idea what you're talking about. I delivered that bento for you, didn't I, Kei-chan? That was me, right? How old was Shion again? Isn't she like 14?
Well, if Shion is the younger twin sister of Mion and Mion was like 17, then I would guess Shion is 17 minus 6 minutes that it took between delivering the two babies.
Okay, yeah, fair.
I don't know.
That was me, right? Or was it my sister? The person known as Mion Sonozaki put together a bento and bravely went to a boy's home to deliver it, maybe? Oh, you're a lot bolder than you look, sis.
With a loud pop, a trail of smoke began to rise from Mion's head.
No, I don't know. I don't know. See, Kei-chan? My sister says she doesn't know. So everything up until yesterday was me, Shion Sonozaki. You might have thought it was my sister pretending to be me, but with this, there's no doubt, right?
What the fuck kind of mindfuckery is going on? Now she is playing into it as well. Therefore, don't search anything. These guys suck at giving advice. Well, I would imagine that anybody putting the more spicy pictures on the internet would only do so of the characters once they are of age. I think most of these works of art have a disclaimer that all the characters portrayed are at least 18 or older. Shion wilding out here. Yeah, this is messed up. Like, she's just doing it on purpose now.
I also think, unfortunately, with anime, there are no...
Are you stupid? Yes. You overestimate the internet. I guess. I couldn't tell up from down at that moment. If there was a mirror around, I could have seen my eyes go wide from the shock.
Now, little Miss Shopkeeper, could you wrap up that doll in the window?
But he's buying for me, not you, who was hurt about not receiving it from him in the first place.
I'm not buying anything right now.
Yeah, no, fuck you. You use your own money.
It's the first present from the person I've come to love, so make sure you tie it up nicely with a ribbon.
Mion, completely flustered, was being cornered by a sly-faced Shion. My brain stopped working. Brain.exe has halted.
Kei-chan? What is going on?
Well, let's go. Kei-chan, it's already dark out, so I'll see you home. Sis, sorry, but could you phone the house in Okonomiya and have them send out a car? Maybe a van that we can fit a bike into, please.
In contrast to Shion, who had glee written all over her face, Mion was an empty shell and looked like she could burst into tears at any moment.
Yeah.
I would start crying just out of not knowing how to deal with all of this. It's a power move. This is sick.
It really is.
And Shion also kind of knew and was playing with the...
Yes.
Fair is fair. She did say several times that they are twins. And this is it.
But she was playing along.
She definitely knew that Keiichi didn't believe it, and still
she was playing into it the entire time. It's okay. She's actually a 14,000-year-old dragon. She just looks like a naked 12-year-old girl. Hey, no, put the phone down. Don't call the police. Wait, shit. Yeah, basically that.
It's illegal in Japan.
It's illegal somewhere in a country where we don't even believe something like this could happen.
Keiichi just didn't trust his best friend Mion. I mean, I do get Keiichi here, especially with all the pranks they've been pulling each other. No one knows about this mysterious twin.
You know what this really means for it? Twins should just be made illegal. Then the problem is solved.
I think China tried that.
I'll let it stand like this.
Oh, Kei-chan.
After that, Mion's grumblings were unrelenting. This is so messed up.
Wait, no. We're not gonna leave it here.
Yes, we are. There is no way to solve this situation, so let's just fade to black. Yes, it's just...
Did we...
Just end it.
Did we still buy the doll? I mean, we'll still be in the store in the next chapter, I assume, but still.
It hasn't been a while. What the hell? Keiichi's gonna have trust issues for the rest of his life. Oh wait, he only doesn't have that long.
Stop saying it's been a while. We've seen each other every day up until yesterday, haven't we?
We've seen each other every... Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Whatever. If you say so, we'll go with that. Someone from Shion's house came to get me in a station wagon. I had initially refused, but Shion insisted, and so both my bicycle and I ended up stuffed in the car.
Wait, is it a white one?
It's not an isekai moment, Tifa.
No, but I mean, we have been run off the road.
It's the same car as Ooishi-san's.
Then we're safe.
Clearly, Shion was actually away in a private school for the last 8 years and only just got back to Hinamizawa last week.
You are actually close, because she does go to a different school in the Hinamizawa area.
It's the classic, I too have a girlfriend. You don't know her? She goes to a different school. That.
Basically.
Said car was currently driving across the single bumpy road leading to Hinamizawa. For goodness sake. Shion was at Mion's level at least, or maybe an even better actor. Either way, no matter what questions I pressed her with, she'd slip out of them like an eel. Still, you two look so alike. If you tied your hair back like Mion does, would you look exactly like her?
Who knows? That's probably what would happen.
We're identical twins, true and true.
In the past, we could just change our clothes and no one would be the wiser.
I remember we'd swap places at every opportunity and fooled a whole lot of people.
A middle-aged driver wearing a black suit heaved a heavy sigh like he were a butler.
What's wrong, Kasai? That was a pretty deep sigh.
Excuse me, I was just thinking that you haven't changed. You could see many years of hardship on the man's face through the rearview mirror.
Anyway, Kei-chan, your house was around here, right? Kasai doesn't know much about Hinamizawa aside from the road that goes to the Sonozaki main house. If you leave it to him, he'll take you all the way to Yaguchi.
I don't want that. Excuse me, could you stop at the narrow road at the next right? I'll walk from there.
Yay, it's Kasai. Is he gonna be a bigger character?
He stopped the car at the desired place. The driver, Kasai-san, got my bike out of the trunk for me. Sorry about that. Thank you very much for showing me home today.
Oh, he gets...
No, fuck off. No.
What's wrong?
Listen, no. No. A hard no. The moment...
Because he has art.
Listen well. So, Mion, we already know is like this kind of a big deal, right? And we know that there's a family business everywhere. Like every other store is run by Sonozaki, yeah?
Yeah.
And Shion, just for shits and giggles, I assume, basically starts a relationship with Keiichi because her sister likes him. Yes? And now you have this Yakuza-looking motherfucker show up with a station wagon out of nowhere. These people are the Yakuza.
Yeah, we already...
There is no
They
question
probably
in
are.
my
We even guessed
mind
that they are.
anymore that they are deep into things that are highly illegal. No. Stranger danger. Yes. Check the sprites. Oh god. Do you see the scalds on the tie?
I do like that one.
This is the last person you see before you die on the side of the road. Okay, still gets a point across. He looks like a gym leader.
The sunglasses he's wearing here are kind of remind me of the swimmer ones, the goggles.
Nah, if anything, this looks like some kind of hired security that any kind of rich person should probably have. Oh, I spoke too soon. Yeah. Like, the remake kind of hammers the point down even more. Like, listen.
Maybe he just likes that tie because his
Maybe it was a gift from
grandkids gave it to him. Like,
Yeah.
you don't know.
There's plenty of completely non-nefarious reasons why somebody would be wearing this, and all the power to you. Like, you need to be happy with what you're wearing. You don't dress to please me.
Well, we do know two things though. One,
For his 100th kill.
the family is rich. And two, they
It's huge.
have a lot of influence. Like
Yes.
political influence.
Just influence in general, yeah.
So it could definitely be both. I mean, at some point.
Why do I now begin to think the dungeon we saw in the beginning shot? The like torture room? That's like their kink dungeon. Like, not in a sexual way, but the Sonozaki family just really likes dismembering random people. So they built their own little cave for that.
Seems about right.
Yeah, this is fucking Agent 47's big brother, yes. I love the different iterations too, because remake this style Kasai, he shoots you, or he hits you with a car. This one breaks your kneecaps first and then lets you go so he can watch you struggle down the road, and then he ends you. And this one just like snipes you. You don't even see him. The only thing you feel is this weird sensation of when you think somebody points a sniper rifle at you and you...
This is the phase when you
feel
walk
the red
away
spot, like...
from an explosion.
Yeah. This is the cool like action movie explosion, like not even turning back. You and your sex dungeons, Jack. German, what can I say? And you call that a kink dungeon? In a non-sexual way. It is for them just a pleasure of the mind. Bro, Jack. I don't see you... Psycho. We know one thing about you, and that's that you're German. And the comment you just sent was just, bruh, Jack, you used none of your letters on your keyboard to refute my statement.
curiosity?
I'm just saying.
I'm not sure where the German part comes in.
I don't know either, but it's a thing, at least, like, there's this cliche that all Germans are into, like, techno and really weird kinky sex.
I want to say that depends on the area.
No, that's just
Like-
the general, like...
Like Berlin is the techno part, and I believe the really weird sex falls more towards like Frankfurt.
No, I think that's everywhere where there's a lot of people.
Well, fair enough.
I wouldn't know. Remake Sprite is breaking every bone in your hands and your feet. Yeah, but slowly. Slowly. And like he goes through your hand and he just like sometimes he skips a finger. You know? What could be more European than I got a sex dungeon but only for the aesthetic? That's pretty bougie, but yeah, I mean...
Doesn't most people?
I think it was a part of a rave scene or Kraftwerk concert. Yeah, that's basically it. A non-sexual dungeon has a word. It's a dungeon. I'm trying to focus on the part that it is like a necessity for them. They need...
But anyone who builds a dungeon thinks it's a necessity, otherwise you wouldn't have it.
No, a torture room dungeon like this.
Yeah, but if you have it, you think you need it.
Yeah, but for them, it's like the need to eat or to breathe. That's how like heightened that, like, why else would you build a place like that and have people like this running around?
No,
Did I just say
I don't
that?
think you can.
Did I just insinuate that everybody who has security people walking around dressed like this probably has a weird sex dungeon and or violence fetish? Potentially.
So it was a kink dungeon.
Gotta spend your billions somehow.
I mean, that is true.
Ah yes, Maslow's hierarchy of needs with a dungeon at the bottom. I would say second to last.
It's a work expense. You can write it off of your
Exactly.
taxes.
It's also a way to keep my treadmill and my record collection. See, there is needs to be fulfilled.
It's a good use of space.
Was it Keiichi? Your name that is. Yes. You must be having various difficulties, but I believe she will grow tired soon, so please endure things until then. He gave me a deep, deep look of sympathy. How can you tell through the glasses?
You can still show emotion.
Not any dungeon, Psycho. It has to be a kink dungeon.
Like, do you truly have a dungeon if it's not kink?
What if my kink is building dungeons? Doesn't then technically every dungeon I build become a kink dungeon?
I thought every dungeon is a kink dungeon until it's a sex dungeon.
And sometimes they're one and the same.
Now you go and make things complicated.
I think we are way past that point. This guy has definitely been dealing with the Sonozaki sisters ever since they were little kids. There's a Venn diagram someone will make. Yes. However, like Mion-san, she's a kind person at heart. So that means she'll be as much of a bother as Mion, right? The man's face froze in a smile, his reply lost. Hey, back me up here?
Oh, he seems very nice though. Bye, Kei-chan. We'll see each other again soon. Say hi to my sister for me too. Maybe I'll start going to Hinamizawa tomorrow.
Don't you dare. If you transfer, then I'll transfer out to a school in Okinomiya.
Wow, that was really mean, Kei-chan.
A little bit. A short beep of a horn.
Beep.
Horn!
That was not short. There can be chairs in a normal dungeon, but you're not putting a sex swing in a regular dungeon. I mean, then it isn't a dungeon anymore, right? I mean, there should be laws against this.
It's not up to code.
I'm quite
There's
sure there's
building
laws
standards, yeah.
against this.
We need to ask somebody who works in construction. I'm not too sure on the details. I'm an amateur in this field, maybe I'm confusing things. I've not been to many dungeons myself. Actually, the only dungeon I can think of that I have been to is the one in the Disney Castle in Paris. That's just a dragon, and I cannot tell you what they do in that thing behind the scenes, so I can't tell you what kind of dungeon I've been in, really.
The best thing is that tomorrow our landlord is coming to clear out
Our
the
dungeon?
basement.
Oh yeah.
So then it will also turn into a king dungeon, I guess.
Nah, that thing is stuffed with trash, and that needs to go.
Well,
Not even ours, from like previous renters, that they never bothered cleaning up.
Yeah, there's stuff in there from the previous renters from over... No, not 10
No, from
years.
the previous.
Yeah, from 8 years ago at least, because that's when we moved in.
Yeah.
And now they're finally coming to clear it out.
9 years. We've been waiting 9 years for them to take care of us.
When did we move in there?
2015.
Oh, well, there you have it.
Yeah. It's bad.
We're finally gonna have our king dungeon.
I'll leave this unanswered. Because as a bro, he knows what he's doing. I hope so.
Oh, he seems very nice so far.
I feel like there are certain permits required.
Sorry, babe. Can't use the sex dungeon this weekend. My landlord's coming by for a routine sex dungeon inspection.
Do you know how difficult it is to run your own sex dungeon? Like you have to make sure to air out the place. There might be mold. You have to clean up. What if something breaks? It's so much easier to rent one. Just saying. The man gave a little wave to me from the driver's seat. Then the car withdrew into the dark night roads, leaving dust in its wake. Man, this entire day made no sense. I ran into Mion while I was with Shion, and the former's expression, like a pigeon shot with a pellet gun, had finally begun to make a strong impression on me. What a wild way of saying that. Stop shooting pigeons, weirdo. What did they do to you?
Well, I'm glad at least this mystery is out of the way.
You absolutely need proper ventilation. I agree.
Well, that escalated quickly.
What the hell? Why?
Oh, I thought the game
What
crashed.
does anything of this have to do with the overarching plot of the game as per chapter 1?
I think you're focusing too much on chapter 1. Let it go. Let it go for now.
No, Elsa, I won't.
It's different things, I'm telling you. It's not gonna be like, oh, here's chapter 1, this fits right in there.
What a ride. Introduced Shion, that's about it. Still, how
So
can
far,
you
yes.
have all of this stuff happen before the Watanagashi and then none of this ever gets brought up again? Nothing. No Shion, nothing.
Wait, everyone.
Stop fucking for a second. I think the current monocyte detector's out of batteries.
You got it wrong, Matanard. We have the kink dungeon.
Oh yeah, true.
That's not allowed in there.
The non-sexual king dungeon.
Yeah, so just a kink dungeon. Like once you do that, according to the permit, it stops being a kink dungeon.
Small chirp, everyone groans and packs up to leave.
Yeah, it's been annoying.
People with very disappointed expressions on their faces. Like, oh man.
Darn it.
Just when it was getting good. Oh my god, the pictures in my head.
Be slightly awkward.
And still, none of these things feel weirder to talk about than the plot of Higurashi so far. Like,
Well, it seems like a typical Friday.
cock blocked by the smoke detector. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure that happens more often than we care to think about. Yeah, the kink dungeon, but without kinks and with murder. Yeah, a murder dungeon, if you will.
No. We can't add more to it. We already established that if it's not a sex dungeon, it's a kink dungeon. And murder falls under kink dungeon.
This was like the time
Dungeon.
you all wanted... That's my favorite show on Hulu. Only murders in the kink dungeon.
How to get away with sex in the kink dungeon.
What do you think was Keiichi pairing? It's going to take our story, Jack? Dark Lord, that is a wonderful question that I'm so happy that you asked. I have no idea. My God, what I've returned to. Mommy, you should definitely check out the VOD. It's been a ride. The falls under regular dungeons, not king dungeons.
We're mainly discussing the difference between kink dungeons and sex dungeons.
Martin, I'm happy that we have an expert in you here. Murder isn't a kink, it's a crime. I agree. I wholly agree.
I think it depends on the motivation.
No, I'm saying though...
Does it then fall under kink?
There are some people that are unfortunately wired that way. That they... What if crime is my kink? What if... See?
There you go.
See? That's what I'm talking about. That... Do you see? It's not just me. It's other people too.
I mean, it's Friday, I guess.
I mean, I was soft lurking while playing a game, so I did hear some bits here and there, but dear God.
You can say that again.
Mommy, I think the light of God is not shining on us right now. It feels dark in here. Back to the question though. If I was Keiichi, I would now go home and then I would be very confused about my feelings. Because I want to say...
That is very true.
He was catching feelings for Shion.
Yeah, but it was based on the thought that she was Mion as well. So like it started somewhere.
That's the question that needs answering. If there ever was a moment for this.
But you could also think he already knew Mion for a while and he didn't have those feelings. But only when Shion was acting the way she did he fall for that.
The question is, what made him feel feelings? Was it Shion being Mion and therefore being, let's say, the whole package? Or was it the exclusively Shion qualities of a Mion-like person? And then really the feelings are for Shion.
Was it the realizing that Mion can be a girl and that's what made his heart go doki doki?
Also, was it actually Shion or Mion? Because right at the end they threw the wrench in there that if I just do my hair, you don't even know which one of us it is.
No,
like my sister isn't even able to speak right now and she just couldn't confirm whether she did those things to bring you food or whether I did. So... This is messed up.
I'm kinda rooting for Mion, if anything.
This is all messed up. Like, especially if they like changed personalities, like on purpose. That's hard.
Even crimes committed with consent can still be prosecuted in most countries.
That's very true.
That is very true. So even if you have a signed waiver saying this person consented to me killing them as a sexual act, they can still be prosecuted.
Prosecuted. Mortenard, was that a typo or did you do that on purpose? Because if typo, divine. If on purpose, mwah. I mean, it's horrible, but 10 out of 10.
I was actually thinking of the same case, Psycho, when reading that.
Yes.
There was a case of consensual cannibalism in Germany, where one of the guys had the sexual fantasy of wanting to be eaten. So they started with actually cutting off his penis.
No.
Both of them ate it together.
A cannibal... Oh wait. A cannibal and a person who had a fetish for being eaten met online. I forgot the name of the guy. So they met and consensually... This is gonna get gruesome for a moment, sorry. The cannibal removed the other guy's penis, cooked it and ate it. I believe the guy...
They ate it together.
They ate it together?
Yeah.
Okay. And I believe the guy that they cut the dick off died.
Yes, he did. But that was his wish.
Yes. And after that, the cannibal guy was found and prosecuted and I believe went to jail for a long time. Yes. And like...
It was even, I believe it was even video recorded that he did give consent to...
Yeah, I think they did everything they could to make sure that like, I fully consent to all of these things that are happening. And these are in like, I am fully myself and like... Why is it Tifa talks kind of as if it's Jack here?
Because we don't have a Jack button for it.
Because this conversation wouldn't be happening if it wasn't well known that Tifa somehow has a soft spot for...
I did think of it, but Psycho started it. Because I was still considering whether I was even gonna say it.
As per usual, it's Psycho's fault.
There you go.
Yeah. Tifa, what now? Hello, Snowy. Welcome in at the best moment possible for this stream.
But how did it taste? I'm quite sure that is documented somewhere.
Because I remember this going through the media back then, because there was also a debate like, okay, can we actually punish this crime? Because like it was consensual. Like we all agree it's like weird or whatever, and like it should be a crime, but is it a crime if somebody does this like that? I remember...
Hard to say.
I could be wrong, look it up at your own peril. Or don't. I won't. If I remember correctly, Armin Meiwes. Yes, I think that's him.
That was like 20 years ago at least, yeah. I think, no?
Was interviewed about this during all of the proceedings, and he was like, it was disappointing because the texture was bad. And the taste wasn't great either, apparently.
I want to say it depends on what part
so,
you're eating.
Dark Lord, there is records of answer exactly that question. Whether you wanted to know this or not is a different thing. Germany is currently doing very well at football, are they?
Well, they better be winning 2-1 because that's the bet I placed at work.
I bet at work, not for money, just for shits and giggles, that Scotland would beat them 2-1. I just don't... I don't care for soccer.
That's not happening. Scotland hasn't beaten Germany yet.
Are they eating the competition? Thankfully, no. I don't think so.
I mean, yes, you can extort consent with
That's
other
true.
means, but it also has been shown that this dude, even before they met up, has been having these sort of fantasies.
Yeah, it's well documented.
They met up like several times after they found each other on, I think it was the dark web, probably.
Yeah. I mean, ultimately, none of us were there, so we can't confirm, but...
That is true.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is why there's like a weird fine line. You can extort it.
Yeah. It looks like part of it was also technicality, where the guy consented to the penis thing, but there was no proof that he consented to be killed. Like Psycho said, consent can absolutely be manufactured or forced.
If I recall correctly though, they even made a plan on how the rest of his body would be prepared and eaten.
Yes.
Because it was frozen, and that does imply that he knew he would die from it.
Look it up.
It's an interesting case. Yeah.
Yes, it shines a light on how unique some minds can be. Trying to choose words that are not judging, because like I don't agree, but you came in at such an awful time. No, the best time, exactly.
Yeah, we just went past sex dungeons and now we're exploring cannibalism dungeons.
Snowy, have you played Higurashi? Because if not, you totally should. The first chapter is for free. The second one and all others you have to pay for. They're relatively cheap. And these games trigger conversations like this one. I'm just saying.
Obviously they do, yeah.
Yeah.
That's been interesting.
If at any point anybody would have told me, hey Jack, when you're 35, you're going to be willingly sitting in front of a camera and you're going to talk about all of these things with people from all around the world, I would have told them that they're insane.
Probably not happening.
And now I'm enjoying it. Only you guys end up in these conversations. Evie, you're here right now. Like, you're part of it. Passive or not, you are part of it. You haven't left. So.
Oh, but Snowy, yes, it is a lot of reading, but you also have it's also voice acted. We have the voice off.
Japanese one.
It is Japanese, that is true.
Yes.
So if you want to add voices to it, you could.
Or you just watch us play through it. The VODs are... The first chapter is entirely on YouTube, the second part is slowly getting one.
For that. That is less reading, that is true.
Advertising myself on my own channel. I wouldn't have it any other way. Exactly.
I enjoy our conversations.
Yeah, same. Sometimes I wonder how we got there, but not with a negative like feeling behind it. It's more like what exactly did we do that ended us up there? Yeah. Oh yeah, that's how it was. Something like that.
Yeah, I don't always remember that part either. But in the majority of the cases, I'm glad we did get there.
Yeah. We also had more serious conversations about human relationships and stuff, but you know, it's the weird things that stick out more because it's just funnier in a way, I guess.
Should be done around 2027. Well, I think end of 2025 is realistic.
Yeah, probably. Mid-2025. You see, kids, it all started with a kink dungeon, which is not a sex dungeon, by the way. Some people might confuse the two. Yes. That's not me doing something weird. That's me holding onto a stick and shaking because I'm old.
I almost didn't meet up with your mom because I thought she had a kink dungeon.
But I misheard. It was a sex dungeon.
Exactly. So then I decided to meet up after all.
Yes. Someday we'll be at Umineko Nanaku Koroni. That's 2027.
That is Q1 2027, yeah.
Q4.
Q4?
Yeah.
No, when we started. Not so.
Tifa, project manager mindset. Don't set up expectations that you don't know you can meet. Nah.
Yeah,
if you say 2027, that's like 365 days.
That is true.
That's the international sign language sign for sex dungeon. It is now. Yeah. Clearly, I've just coined that. I didn't know I knew sign language, but hey, you know, if I invent it, I can do everything.
There you have it. Gonna be awkward if you see it anywhere else now.
Every time now you're gonna look at a person who's like struggling with a cane and they do this, you're like, you kinky mofo.
I see you're pretty sore.
Yeah. I like this implies if she can't reach this deadline, you'll somehow rush Higurashi. I mean, we could go faster, but I don't think there's a point. Like, there's only one speed we can go, and that's the speed we should be going, I want to say. It's not like we stretch things out on purpose or go faster on purpose. You know? I gotta make it in time. Nah.
You gotta make a rough outline. And I'm not very good at timing things and stuff like that, but I kind of now have to for work, and I've had to make a plan until the end of 2025 now, basically. And it's like, why?
Tifa, I'm not saying this to make your struggle seem or feel like less. I just want to broaden your horizon to the fact that it can be worse. I had to hand in plans for multiple projects up until and including the end of 2029.
Yeah, but that's stupid.
I mean, I'm just saying, I get it, and I fully agree with you, but they might even ask for more next time. I just want you to be mentally prepared for that.
Probably.
What will the year 2030 look like in this field? I don't know.
But planning our streams is probably even worse. Like, sometimes I feel like we do better, or not better, we go faster than expected.
No.
No,
Not on average.
Sometimes we do. But on other times we go slower than expected. Like, we don't really plan anymore until we're towards the actual end of a game.
The thing is, we're playing 99% of the games we're playing, we're going in blind. Like, we haven't played before, it's been so long that we don't have any active memory of things. But then you also don't know what conversations are going to be triggered. Like, maybe there are games where you have a certain thing you want to address or talk about. Like I did with Mighty Number 9, because I hated that game. But I made it happen, so, you know, that's the thing. But with things like Higurashi, I don't think either one of us can predict where we're gonna go on wild tangents about things that are, like, anecdotal to what just happened.
No, that is true.
Plus, besides us knowing what's gonna happen or not, there's also the whole fact that we cannot account for comments from all of you. Like, one of you says something funny or outrageous, and when we go into that, because that seems like the right thing to do, you know? We just go with the flow. That's the best way, I wanna say.
Yeah, I do agree with that.
Time to mansplain. Jacksplain even. Hey Tifa, I know you've got a lot on your plate right now, but we really need a detailed plan for your projects up through the inevitable heat death of the universe. So if you could get that on my desk by next Friday, that'd be great.
Next Friday, that's still a lot of time.
And more than that, you have to add to that. Also, an additional plan for the instance where it does become inevitable and it goes on even longer. What if? Always have a plan B. Always have something to fall back on. Yeah.
I don't do plan Bs. Plan A better goes through.
Also, what if these 50 things change along the way? So just make 54 different plans. Like the 52 I mentioned plus 2 you can think of yourself. Something like that. I feel like I've been in meetings like that.
Their corporate life.
Didn't enjoy them necessarily.
Well, I think we had some interesting topics for today.
Yes.
Now we can...
There'll be plenty to process as I lay in bed wide awake thinking about.
I'll have sweet dreams tonight.
Or spicy, if that's your thing.
That is very true.
Yeah.
I'm not even really sure what to say because we're gonna call it a night.
There's nothing else we could be saying, really.
Oh, I know. I'm messing up the buttons. Stress, panic.
There isn't much else we could be saying. Don't worry, the threat of universe's heat death is going to happen. It's just a matter of when. I'll take your word for it. I'll take your word for it.
With my luck, still in my lifetime, so I do need to come up with that plan.
We will. That's the scary and beautiful thing. We don't know what tomorrow holds. We must step into it and see for ourselves.
That is very true.
Great, now Tifa jinx. At least you know who to blame.
Motonart.
True. If Motonart wouldn't have started about my choice of words about the kink dungeon thing, none of this would have happened. See, causality, chaos theory. There we go. I'm just saying random words that sound like they make sense in this regard, but something like that.
Also, I saw that we actually have someone online today. So I say we go say hi to Raziel. I don't think he's ending yet.
That seems to be the case. So let me...
Sell his thought as a science experiment. I think there's a lot of thoughts you can sell for that purpose.
So, let's get this show going. We're going to rate Raziel, who couldn't stream yesterday like he normally would have because of internet issues, but he's back today dressed in a pirate costume, currently playing a randomizer run of the original Resident Evil 4. And that will be fun and it will be nothing like what we just did, so we can all like
different
mentally
type
reset.
Of horror.
Yeah, very different. Like there's like monsters and zombies and stuff. So let's go do that. If you cannot stick around for the raid, click there, check it out whenever you can. You should do it. Next Mario Wonder stream, Jack's going to get so pissed off at Tifa that his boiling blood gone.
Guess we should cancel Tuesday.
I will do my best to bring a more calm manner to things. Tifa still insists I was even saltier last time. I don't see how. But I don't see how, but it's fine. I'll keep working on it. Anyway, raid time. You ready, Tifa?
Go for it.
Press the button.
I should go for it. There we go.
Thank you everybody for hanging out with us in our kinky sex dungeon or whatever it was in the end. We're back on Sunday with more weird Higurashi streams. See you then.
Thank you.